Hello, and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so that of course means we're playing our Scion 2nd Edition Chronicle, The World at War.
One night only.
Well, there's been plenty of nights, but this is the last one. So it all comes down to this. Last session ended with y'all having, with the exception of Robert, who was working over his guild hall. Excuse me. You all had a nice, wine tasting. With Jaden's, did we say it was her great-grandmother? Or great-great-grandmother, I forget.
No, great-grandmother.
Which would make it great. Hilarious' great-great-great. I forget, there's one more generation in there.
Another great in there. It's like 3 times
Anyway,
over.
Gaia came to spend some time with her family before they, possibly die tomorrow.
How considerate.
Make no mistake, Gaia cares about her family. There's just certain natural cycles and progressions that she has to care about more. It's kind of her purpose.
He's just with the shotgun shame.
But in addition to visiting, she let you know beyond any doubt that Scylla will strike tomorrow.
Which we already knew.
You were figuring it was going to be soon, at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
But, assuming you believe her, she told you to get a good night's sleep, so... She was letting you know it wouldn't be any earlier than tomorrow. So I guess my first question is do all of you get a good night's sleep, or do some of you burn the midnight oil?
Well, didn't what's her face wake up?
Yes.
Yeah, the lady woke up at the end of last episode.
Bridget
Yeah,
did
so
wake up.
We'll be
So-
meeting her.
We do have a little bit of unresolved tension.
Mhm.
So, way to sweep that under the rug, Jason.
Well, I was going to give you all the chance to, go to sleep. Be real well rested. Y'all can meet her in the morning.
Nah, Connor was already.
Yeah, Clone Connor was already, I think, carrying her into town.
Yeah.
And had texted everybody.
Because she had walked outside and, wondered where the city was you were talking about, and then she saw the lights of it off in the distance.
Yep.
So, alright. So, 30 minutes or so after Guy has left, Clone Connor shows up with Bridget.
Yep. There's now 2 Connors. As Connor goes, ta-da! She's awake for a day.
She's gonna give you a dirty look when you say that.
What? Gaia has declared she is sicking Scylla on the city tomorrow. That's all the time we got.
We did just have wine with her. It was off-puttingly pleasant.
Bridget kind of nods. Yeah, Jackson had said something like that. Had that same sort of experience with her. Not the wine thing specifically, but her being overly nice and grandmotherly towards him.
Same pantheon. Yeah, sure. Makes sense.
Well, she had somebody in her band that was from the Theo, so you can kind of assume it was this Jackson person.
Mm-hmm. like a doting grandmother that I never think for a sec had.
She's kind of looking all y'all over.
This is it. Most of Olympus should be evacuated by now, or evacuating.
Yeah, she walks to the window. How many people are in this city?
A lot.
major city. That's what we established, right? This is like a major city, major metropolitan area.
Yeah, it's decent size. I mean, it's not a New York or a Denver or anything, but it's
Sure, but it's like a San Antonio.
you know, maybe 400,000 people, something like that.
Yeah.
Overall
Okay,
there.
it's under San Antonio. Got it. Yeah, it's ballparking. Few 100,000.
So there was nothing here
30 years
last
ago.
time. Yeah, I mean, there were little communities. I mean, scattered over down the lake.
Yeah, they kind of built this city around Ural's defeat of Scylla last time.
Why?
They even named the place Olympus.
I was inviting bad juju from the start, to be perfectly honest.
Or it was Gaia's plan from the start. One or the other.
Yeah.
She starts to say
Either way,
something else, and then suddenly rushes over to Larius's sink and just sick ups.
Turn on the garbage disposal.
This kind of black viscous sort of looking liquid.
Yep, it just. You good?
Yeah, I don't think you need to turn that on. I don't think there was anything solid there.
Okay, just making sure.
I can't remember the last time I ate.
30 years
Can
ago.
you keep anything down?
I'll start with some of that wine and we'll see.
Have at it.
She just takes the bottle. Ah, we got Davey in the chat.
Hey.
And I don't know if Talarius grew horns or if Deca just grew horns. I don't know.
Either or?
Anyway,
Uh,
stop asking questions about my horns. Last campaign, I had sunglasses on, but I can't find them anymore, so I put something else on for the finale.
anyway, so she's sitting there sipping wine.
I put a bucket next to her.
Like the bucket the wine was in with ice, or like
No, that's a
mop
chiller.
bucket?
That's different. That's
Oh.
very different.
Feels like a bucket to me, but okay.
It's one of those like industrial paint buckets. Just all right. Well, you've obviously beaten this creature before, so where did you?
We ran it off. Well, I mean, not all of us survived, but
That's comforting.
What did you do?
I don't know. I mean, we fought her. I know. She kind of looks. She's looking more closely at y'all. Have any of y'all been through apotheosis?
No,
No.
Mm-mm.
just learned about that word the other day.
Okay. So you're just babies.
Earlier today, actually.
I mean, neither have I. Don't get too upset. But,
Sure. No, I'm not upset about it.
two of the guys in the band had, in our band,
Mm-hmm.
Jackson and Robert. Pulled the name out of my head, and of course it had to be a player's name. Oh well, there's two signs named Robert now.
Yeah.
He's dead, so it doesn't
It's
matter.
common enough name.
He's dead. It doesn't matter. But, But yeah, he sacrificed himself, calling down his father's lightning.
Interesting. They never told us, or I guess I never knew exactly how it happened. Much
Well,
like this, we just kind of, shoot everyone away.
oh, you won't have to shoot people away. When
We already
Scylla
have,
appears,
so.
no one normal is going to be able to stand in her presence. I mean, all of you should be all right.
Like that, but okay.
I mean, until she gets within reach of you, anyway.
How big are we talking? I've seen the little hush puppies on the when she destroyed the bridge out there.
She goes, it's hard to tell. I can't judge that sort of height. I mean, bigger than most giants.
Okay.
3-4 stories tall, something like that. Honestly, she seemed to be different sizes the different times we saw her. Though the first few times we only really caught glimpses.
That's fair.
Yeah. There's no telling if they were able to get Charybdis here too.
No, we didn't have her before.
Well, they're in the process of. I haven't seen any there haven't been any reports of whirlpools forming in the lake after I kind of flash boiled the last whirlpool that was forming.
Jackson had said something about the fact they always seem to pair up. Not in a working together sort of way, but like the way he talked about it was almost like they were codependent. They were so used to being close to each other that if one of them wandered off, the other one would eventually follow.
Yeah. There were some sirens trying to get Charybdis here as well. Well, I mean, there was also a scion of Scylla helping expedite that process. But
Oh. What kind of man would... Ugh. Maybe she made her out of something.
This one's made out of monkey hair, and this one's made out of a tree, so...
no, she had a dad.
Okay. Ew.
Didn't know she had a dad.
Yep.
Y'all had found hints to that. Y'all never did
Okay.
go inquire of her uncle, though.
Not really something Hilarious would go into. As somebody with a single parent.
So she's looking at y'all, sipping her wine. She's propped up on, she's sitting on one of the stools, kind of propped on her spear. So what do you like to do?
Mostly try not to die getting drug into foolhardy schemes by the gods.
That's it. That's the one.
That's fair, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad description of our life.
Yep.
So what's y'all's battle plan for tomorrow?
Don't die.
Don't die getting drug into foolhardy schemes by the gods.
Basically.
That's more of a goal than a battle plan.
Yeah, you've fought her before. Was she any stronger in the water?
I don't think it made any difference to her strength. Of course, she's better able to maneuver in the water than we are.
Okay. I might be able to get her out of the water if she surfaces.
Well, if she's planning to attack the city, she'd have to come up out of the water eventually.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I mean, she could send waves and whatnot, and she will. I can assure you.
Yeah.
But that would really only wreck the waterfront.
But it's already been wrecked.
Yeah, I've been playing damage control against her coming up to hit the waterfront all day today. Nah, if she surfaces long enough for me to get a good hit in, I might be able to get her out of the water and away from the city. So we can
Lock her into Arthras.
do battle unrestrained, as it were, without having to worry about collateral damage or civilian casualties.
Is this your entire? She's like, is this your entire band?
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah.
Robert's not here.
What? I assume at this point we're all here.
Well, that's true, because you were texting Robert that you were coming back with the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
She sets her wine bottle. Oh yeah, I'm being terribly rude. Never did introduce myself. Bridget, daughter of Lou.
Hilarious child of Amor.
That's Cupid, right?
Yes.
Sasha, daughter. Bleh. My brain just blanked.
Memory dissociation.
That
Doing your best.
Well, I'm Connor. I'm a child of Wukong.
Jaden, child of Artemis.
Oh, so you've got two Theo. She looks over at Robert.
Yes, sorry. Name's Robert. Robert Jones. Believe it or not, I'm actually the son of a dwarven smith from the Azir. My
Oh.
brain is shorting out on the name of the the deity.
Porker.
Yeah,
Porker.
yeah. It would have been like Borker. Would have been is his name.
Solid mix.
I'm imagining at some point if we go to demigods, like he just goes, yeah, you know Giant's Bane, that revolver that has a shard of Mjolnir in it? Here you go, son. Start calling lightning.
Lightning bolt.
But I digress.
Jeez.
No. His hammer shoots a lightning bolt out behind it, propelling it forward when he swings. You know,
That's
like
cool.
the older guy in Battle Angel Alita, where he had the rocket powered hammer.
He's not Reinhardt.
But he could be.
Fair.
He could
heavy
build the armor. He
fast
could build the helmet.
hammer. Yeah, that's possible. You know what your next project is when we hit demigod status, Duba?
None of us have hit apotheosis. And all of us are, I think, pretty good at what we do. We've never been tested against a literal god, but you know, first time for everything.
Yeah, be better just to think of her as Titan Spawn.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a river nymph. She was technically a minor goddess.
Yeah, so we've got her, we've got Gaia, we have Cernanog.
What's the old hunter doing here?
Apparently working with Gaia.
Owes her a favor.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
sicking werewolves on the city.
That sounds like fun.
Although this is after we killed the Wild Hunt.
Didn't really
He's
take
been
that
in
one well.
He sicked the wild hunt on the city too.
No, he took the Wild Hunt on town north of the city that we went and dealt with.
Oh.
What are you saying?
All right.
Which one of Gaia's children is it that has all the hands again?
Steve.
No, not the hands. Steve in accounting.
Yeah. No,
All
you're
the
right.
hands can punch so many timestamps.
I'm about to say Connor's saying this out loud because he doesn't remember. Well, actually, no. He would because of his perfect memory.
They're called Because they have 100 hands.
Let's
Code
call 'em-
is
Call him the 100-handed one.
ones. There was 3 of them.
Yeah. We also have one of the 100-handed ones roaming around too, starting up cults.
Yeah, he always works with Gaia. Well, it's his
So-
mother, so I can understand that, I guess.
So yeah, that's what we're dealing with.
Well, you can expect the cults to. You can expect if the many-handed one is here, you can expect some kind of cult or mortal group to get involved.
Well, we already defeated that, did we not?
No, that was the hostile band that was working with Gaia.
Circle of the Impious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, maybe y'all taken out whatever they were building up then.
Oh, I suppose we'll see. I've cursed one group that was rather widespread around the city, so they might not be able to function well enough to form any kind of significant presence or threat.
Yeah, right. So she spends the next hour or so kind of, quizzing y'all on the city and stuff. And, she doesn't get sick anymore, but you can tell she's tired.
Can you sleep? That might sound insensitive, but
Yeah, you
it's
think
late.
after 30 years of laying down, I'd be all right, but I think I'm going to crash out for a couple hours if you got a spare bed I can borrow.
Yeah, I got I'll direct her to like one of the spare rooms. One has a small this one has a small the stereotypical Cupid with wings with the little bow and arrow pulled back as an alarm clock.
Anyway, and here I thought you avoided such imagery.
I did, but gotta remind myself sometimes.
But so she retires to the back, leaving just the band and probably Samuel.
Since she's out of that coffin, I'm going to go see if there's anything to be gleaned from it. Possibly for use for a friend.
Need a quick ride back?
Easier than trying to walk.
His clone will pick her up, bridal style, activate Heavenly Stride, and gone.
Super speeds, 4 steps to the door, stops, has to awkwardly open the door while holding somebody.
Like, hold on a
Then
second.
super speed to the elevator and has to wait for the elevator. Kind of just a little overeager, just
An eager
pick
face.
her up
It's
once
fine.
y'all are out of the building. I mean,
He's got the spirit.
I don't want to talk to you. End call.
Hilarious is going to be like, well, I'm going to just double check and make sure she didn't, vomit on any of the couches or anything. They'll take a sec to nothing.
She spent the entire time sitting on the stool in the kitchen, next to the
making sure.
sink and the bucket.
Just making sure. And after that, they will be like, well, I'm going to bed because that's what great, great, great grandma said to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll see y'all in the morning, and we'll do this one way or another.
All right,
They're gonna go to their room.
Oh, go ahead.
They're gonna go to the room. They're not gonna sleep just yet. They're gonna just have their phone. They're gonna just make a video. It's gonna be like it's gonna be something to the effect of, "Hey guys, I've made a lot of silly videos in my day, but really the goal, the overarching goal with all of them has been to make sure we're all having a good time and we're all believing in ourselves. And that's the thing I wanted the most with all of you who have watched me to this point. I wouldn't be anywhere. I wouldn't be anyone without you all. Appreciate you all greatly. And next time you see me, I'm gonna be looking good." And they're saving that video. They haven't sent it yet. They're saving it to specifically play if Telarius dies.
So they're probably setting it up to go out if they don't show back up in a certain period of time to stop it from going out.
Yes. And then they go to sleep.
All right. Is there anything Jaden's going to do in preparation?
She's just gonna go to bed just to be good for tomorrow.
And Robert?
Robert's going to do one last quick inspection of anybody's gear that might be sitting about, double check his own, and if nothing needs to be repaired or tinkered with, he'll try to get a good night's rest.
All right. Are any of the Connors other than Clone Connor, who's playing taxi service?
Mm-hmm.
Have any of them got anything to do?
Yes, the one by the Kadama will be asking a question. Last question of the season. I can only do it once per session.
Will you get an answer this time, or will you get another?
Yeah, who knows?
Momentum. All right. So, what is your question for the Ganama?
He will ask if the Kadama knows of any way to weaken Scylla for when they fight them tomorrow.
All right. Give me a roll.
Okay. I have a success.
Hey.
He can think of one way. He suspects that your new friend is already aware of it.
All right.
But in case she is not, the poison that is in her blood.
Mm-hmm.
That poison could likely affect, perhaps not something as powerful as, say, Gaia.
Yeah.
But it should be able to affect something like Scylla.
No, she's got to ward this. She's got to get bored by the Scylla.
Or we just have to do a complete blood transfusion.
The Kadama does not go into that sort of detail. Just that the poison she's inflicted with could be used as a weapon.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
He wishes you well in your fight tomorrow.
Thank you for that. We'll need it.
Hopefully after that, all of us here in the city will have some peace and quiet.
Probably not.
He said hopefully, not probably. All right, so that leaves us with Sasha, who has got work to do. So Clone Connor gets you back to the Safe House farm.
Give Sean a scritch on the nose and goes and looks at the sarcophagus.
She's got her little fancy cell phone out with a little stylus in her tongue.
Just shakes her head at that.
She's the equivalent of a teenager or what?
Oh, yeah.
She finds it hilarious that nobody believes she's actually a dragon.
Why do I picture Shauna doing something like How to Catch a Predator? The guy shows up and then just eats them.
Except she does it with, like, cryptid hunters.
Either or.
Amazing.
Why can I see that?
Okay, I'm just going to examine it, see any insight on how to potentially make it work for their favorite waitress.
Okay. You walk in, the casket portion is still sitting on whatever table, or wherever it was y'all had put it. When she woke up, she pushed the lid off, so it's flopped over to the side. It left a little dent in the floor, but the lid itself seems to be completely undamaged. You know what sort of crystal it's made out of, but it seems to be stout stuff. Alright, so looking into this would be occult for sure. Your death spirit specialty would factor in. And we're going to say I'm going to say finesse for essentially reverse engineering something.
Okay, gonna imbue a legend to give myself a give myself enhancement. Which finesse do you want? They're all at 5.
God.
I mean, all of.
Oh, I would go with
physical
cunning
tracks are
because
at
it'd be
5.
now, let me check one thing. How do you invoke a legendary title?
A lot of it is just you say you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what does that do? Okay, so it effectively bumps up your scale or something.
I thought she was just doing a Marvel.
Well, I had just noticed what her legendary title was, and it sounds like something that would fall very firmly into this.
Yeah.
What she's doing.
If one would work, I mean, I could probably do blessing and that too. I mean, blessing is going to give me a 2 enhancement. I have a 1 enhancement and then another enhancement for. I have a total of 4 enhancements currently.
That's
because Death Spirit, blessing, and general enhancement from the sword.
And if scale comes into play, that operates on a different level from enhancements given from other sources.
If you add skill to one action.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
It's just that the legendary titles tend to be very specific in what they can affect.
Yeah.
And let's see, what skill are y'all considered?
We are
5, so
we are scale 2 right now.
Yep. It's half of our legend, right? Rounded down.
Half legend rounded up.
Rounded up.
Yeah. So when
we're at 4, so
yeah. So when we hit demigod status, we become scale 3.
Okay.
Are we not legend 5?
No, we're legend 4.
No, we're legend 4.
Yeah,
legend and scale are not the same thing.
Yeah.
That's the highest we can go for
Yeah, scale is based off of legend. Like when we hit demigod status, we hit legend 5, which is the demigod tier, which is when we start working on the process of apotheosis.
Oh, okay. I'm cross-eyed for a sec because I saw the four dots, but it looked like 5. I was cross-eyed as hell for a sec.
You good? You good?
So with the enhancements, 5. And then whatever you want to throw in there for a legendary title. Because if she would figure it would help, she would invoke it.
All right. Oh, no, invoking it does involve spending a point of legend.
She'll do it.
Okay.
All of her stuff's imbue, so and she has a full stack.
All right, so you got 1
Oh.
success on the roll, and you said
4
you had
from
4
enhancement.
enhancements, and then the scale makes.
Adding your scale will give you another 4.
That's right.
So 9.
9 successes. Ooh.
Imagine if I'd rolled better than a 1.
Yeah. Let's say that's why Connor hit as hard as he did when he came down on Penelope, is because he invoked a feat of scale, so his scale applied to the hit.
All right. So you spend hours poring over this thing, checking out how its magic works. And there are lots of forces at play here. There were a lot of hands probably went into crafting this thing. There is magic to preserve the body, to keep it in its current state, to hold the soul in place, to keep the body and the soul connected, so they didn't just drift apart as soon as the top popped on it. There was also, it seems to be gone now, but there was some sort of enchantment that's probably what woke her up. You don't know for sure if it was time-based or if events triggered it. But her waking up when she did was not a coincidence. That you're certain of. Everything else about this box seems to still be functioning, though. Let's say with 9 successes, with a little tinkering, you think you can get it to work for the fetch without any trouble. Given that the fetch is almost a copy of Bridget anyway.
Yeah, it's just convincing the fetch to get into it. How long would the modifications take?
Oh, another couple of hours. So let's see. Let's say it was 9:30 or 10 when you got here. You've spent 2 or 3 hours. So it's like 1 o'clock in the morning now. You're gonna need a Red
Need
Bull.
sleep.
That.
She'll get started on it and send a text to Anthony and Carrie?
Yeah, Kathy.
Kathy. I always get them mixed up. And just say I found a way to. She'll say call me.
Now, whose number did you send it to? Anthony's or Kathy's?
She would have sent it to both of them. She figures they're, nearby each other, so whichever one calls.
Anthony manages to call you first.
So, might have figured out a way to use the magical Tupperware that you are keeping the scion in to preserve your wife.
How?
Magic, yo.
Oh, well, of course. So we could put her in the box, like Bridget was in the box.
Until we can find a way to keep her here permanently, yes. It'll buy us time, if nothing else. The whole stickler is convincing her. Because she has some very strong opinions about fighting, as I'm sure you are aware.
Yeah. Well, let me talk to her. If you can get the thing ready, we'll for sure meet you at Talaris's place. I assume y'all are all going to meet there before heading out in the morning.
I would assume yes. It's not at Talaris's place, but we can make arrangements.
Okay. Well, I've got the truck, that we'll carry it. So if I need to run out and get it,
3 a.m. U-Haul run.
Just once you've made a decision, give me a call. I'll be working on it for a few hours, so.
Okay.
He doesn't ask at any point, like, why it's empty, does he?
It doesn't seem there's a lot of relief in his voice as he's listening to you talk and hope. Yeah, he doesn't ask any questions.
Okay.
She ain't
gonna give any. Yeah, she's not gonna offer up any explanations then.
Won't ask any questions. I won't tell any lies.
Well, pretty much.
Wouldn't be a lie. She just woke up on her own. She had jack shit to do with it.
Probably because Connor shook her too much running across country with her.
Ha 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 ha.
Alright, so Sasha spends most of the rest of the night. Maybe she manages to grab a couple of hours of sleep when she's done.
Yeah, she'll probably just crash out wherever the thing is, and then in the morning just chug, 10 half-hour energy drinks or 5-hour energy drinks just to give her that perfect amount of panic.
It's not even like increased energy. It's just panic.
Yeah.
Fear in a can. I'm just picturing Clone Connor walking in and Sasha's just asleep in the casket.
She wouldn't sleep in the casket
because it's so comfy.
It smells like it's been closed for 30 years. Just all this should air out.
I mean, this is like a bunker in a safe house. There's beds.
Yeah, but the floor is great.
You're back.
If Clone Connor finds her passed out on the floor, he would pick her up and put her in a bed.
She's young. She can sleep anywhere.
It's still what he'd do.
Alright, so morning comes.
Yes.
The city streets are much, much emptier than usual. Police are directing traffic on the main roads out of town. As y'all head back into town from the safe house, it's kind of that scene from like the first or second Walking Dead episode when he's riding the horse into Atlanta, and the one lane in traffic going into town is almost completely empty, and then you've got all the stalled cars in the other one. Mm-hmm. These aren't stalled; they're honking and swearing out the windows, and
I think someone had imbued something to where anyone going out of the city was remarkably easy and chaos-free.
I forgot about that.
That's what I did.
It's still very.
It's
crowded.
Slow, but it's very organized.
Yes.
Yeah.
Organized chaos.
It is still not anybody running around at full speed, but
sure.
But you're right. There wouldn't be any actual traffic jams.
There'd probably still be people swearing though.
I'll say seeing people still on their way out. The clone going by will also imbue a legend to channel his natural connection to order, being part of the Shen. and Tian Ming, celestial bureaucracy, and all that, to basically give to basically make the sort of assist on top of the marvel Telerius put on. Like sort of have like there's the whole chaos free thing, and then there's the whole this is chaos free, and it's now being governed by the celestial bureaucracy. Levels of chaos free.
Order and chaos at once.
Yeah.
We just
Sounds like
invented yin
bureaucracy.
and yang. Wait, never mind.
So yeah, you notice the traffic, noticeably speed up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty smooth before, but now it's just flowing like water. It's a little eerie running through town like that, though. Now, when y'all left the safe house, Shauna took off and is flying above you.
Yeah.
Interestingly, when you get into town, she veers off.
Where the hell's she off to?
Not towards the water. It's not like she's going to go pick a fight before y'all get there.
Mm-hmm.
Do we all see that, or is it just Connor when he gets up?
That is Clone Connor and Sasha. Because they were at the
I was
safe
like-
house where Shauna stays.
Okay, I was gonna say I feel like I would see a big fuck off dragon go this
Yeah,
way.
she's chunky, so
Yeah.
Well, if you were standing on your building's roof looking in the distance, you might. But,
Oh, so she went the opposite direction.
well, this is as they were running into town. She veers off to one side. He didn't see exactly. where she
Gotcha.
was.
Okay, okay.
maybe she's going to get breakfast.
Sure.
Maybe.
Breakfast.
Gonna eat another elf.
Most of your businesses are probably closed today.
Mhm.
I mean, Waffle House is probably open because they don't care. But
It's
Yeah.
still, there's still someone having a fist fight at the Waffle House.
Spoiler, it's Jolene.
So you arrive at the apartment. Out in front of it, you see a couple of big trucks. You see Anthony and Kathy. You see this Charos, who's the cowboy Cyclops y'all have become familiar with.
Mhm.
He's leaning up against his big horse trailer, and Belisarius is sitting next to him. The much bigger Greek-speaking Cyclops.
Yeah.
The fetch and the prime can't see each other, correct? Or bad things happen, right?
Not to your knowledge.
Okay.
I mean,
Just
seeing a
making
fetch
sure.
is considered a bad thing because the existence of a fetch is a sign that you're going to die soon.
It's a bad omen. It's not. You're not
Like
gonna
seeing the
cause a
Grim.
terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fetch
Okay.
isn't going to kill you or anything, though.
Okay, just making sure.
So I think in some mythos, the fetch will actually come up and warn you, hey,
Bro.
you need to get your affairs in order.
If I were you, and I am,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you get those, and in some versions, the Banshee was another spirit. You might pass a riverside and see if you saw the Banshee washing your clothes, it was a bad sign.
Sasha will walk over to Anthony and let him know. I'm assuming you inferred this potentially, but you're aware of why the coffin is empty, or the coffin is empty, correct?
So I didn't think about it while we were on the phone, but yes, it occurred to me afterwards.
Okay, I just don't want any surprises when all of us meet up.
I thought some of
Sure.
you guys said you weren't going to open it.
We didn't.
Short version is she woke up, opened the thing herself, and tried to stab me.
Yeah, you wake up in a strange man's basement. I could see her being upset.
Adequate response.
So
Imagine if it was some mortal who just collects a lot of Scion stuff. Wakes up one day just skewered by a spear.
I swear, I thought I just had your body in my collection. I didn't realize you were still alive.
I thought it was a really weird mummy.
But when you mention that, Kathy's like, "How is she?"
Moving around at least, but vomiting up poison.
Oh, that doesn't sound.
Well, you know, you stay poisoned for 30 years. It's probably probably par for the course.
Which I didn't mention it last night. I had a talk with a Kadama, or one of me had a talk with a Kadama. It's something Bridge is probably aware of, but I need to say it anyway. When we all get together. And then the clone will head inside.
This little group's going to stay outside because Belisarius is too big to enter the building.
Right.
Just get a hoist and put him on the roof.
You could do that.
There just gets a winch.
Y'all get in the apartment. Bridget's up. You know, she's up. She's eating breakfast. She feels okay.
Morning.
Pretty good breakfast. It's sausage and eggs.
The clone and the Prime sort of morning high five each other.
Morning, Ralph.
And the
Morning,
clone
Sam.
disappears.
The clone doesn't.
He hit a little too hard.
I will go ahead and say, for the record, 3 clones of Connor will be at the battlefield.
Okay. And the fourth clone?
The 4th clone will be staying with the tree as part of his contract. There always has to be one of him there protecting the tree.
Fair enough. So as everybody's up and getting their equipment and eating breakfast, you hear the flap of mighty wings, and a shadow goes past the window.
There are 4 Connors in there as the Prime goes up. Shauna?
Well, it was angling down, so you're pretty sure she was landing in front of the building.
Yeah, he's going over there. It's like, Shauna?
Are you like shouting out the window?
Basically, yeah.
She sticks her head around to the side of the building that Talarius' window's on.
Where'd you go off to in such a hurry this morning?
I had to get something.
Do I want to know what this something is?
You'll meet him in a little bit.
Got a
That's
mini
very
that
concerning.
I'll wake
Connor-
Sam up.
Connor just comes back, leans back in the window again, turns around, and is like, apparently Shauna's making friends.
I'll wake Sam up and be like, not gonna force you, but if you want to, you can join in.
Hey, you want to fight a god?
No, that is not the sort of things I like to do with gods.
Hey,
That's fair.
Or
You could
goddesses, I'm
maybe-
not picky.
you can maybe find a rifle, do long-range sniping fire support or something. Several hundred yards away. Meters, whatever.
Yeah, that's an ideal. Yeah, I'll
You-
go. So
Connor,
I'm
I'll
telling
go
you
down-
right now, kid, if you get eat, I'm out.
No, that's fair. I would want you to leave.
Not because I don't care about the rest of you, because I'm going to get a head start to hide from Talarius' dad.
Fair enough.
Hey, you were here to show me how to fight. I mean, I've kind of picked it up. I'm not bad.
He goes, no, I don't think you'd have survived what you've survived. I mean,
ghost.
all the explosions, that's you. I didn't really have any training for that. So as you all make your way downstairs, your friends you left downstairs are still down there, and they're all kind of looking over to one side, to the other side of the parking lot where Shauna's at.
There's a dragon. There's 2 cyclops.
The motley crew.
She's forming her own band. Leave her alone.
Oh no.
Well, she's over to one side, and there's a dude with a camera filming her, and she's sitting there talking to the camera.
Sasha, with like her third cup of coffee, looking over at Talarius.
What?
Connor just his head like owl turning around to look at Talarius.
I didn't do any of this. That's her idea on her own. But I have never been more proud of a dragon.
This is your influence. I know it is.
Probably.
Robert
Just eating a Pop-Tart.
Deny it.
Robert
Literally.
smiles after getting into his 6th cup.
Before we all branch off,
Mhm.
Bridget, you're aware of the weakness you can infer upon Scylla, right?
Well, I was planning to poison her ass with me.
Then you're aware. All right.
Can we? How precisely are we? Like, are you just going to like swan dive into her mouth, or?
I
She
asked
looks
the-
terribly offended. I'm not committing suicide.
I'm just. The
She-
plan was fairly vague there.
She lowers her spear, and you see her grab the blade of the spear and just run her hand down it.
You could have just. Okay.
There's a million different ways you could have done that.
And then she kind of smears it all
Either
over.
way.
Oh, okay.
And her blood comes out almost like that black ichor she's been vomiting.
Brackish.
Not
ichor.
quite as thick as that. I mean, it's more of a blood thickness, but the color is all wrong.
Connor just goes, basically that. I asked the Kadama last night, and he said that the only way he can think of that we have right now on hand is her blood with the venom that's in it.
Does it only work on your weapon?
She's like, I don't have any
Does it
reason
have
to
to be
think
fresh?
it would. I mean, fairly. I mean, what I put on there now will probably do for the day.
I'll look at Connor real quick and be like, "You have like a bunch of metal at your hideout,
Metal?
like spare metal."
I have enough to do general purpose repairs, and
Robert might.
I'm not sure how much of it Robert went through. Why?
What if I put up like a spike field just along the coastline?
I mean, it could work.
Ooh,
Could
we
also
putting
get
up
washed
spikes
away
and
by water.
barricades?
Barricades probably won't do anything. Spikes, however.
Well, but that'd definitely be something Robert could probably put up with some of his power.
Oh no, I can do it.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's news to me.
Robert smiles. You have 2 men that can devastate the battlefield if you give us a few minutes.
I'm not a man, but yes.
2
Oh,
scions.
good sir, you're just as much of a man as me.
That's
Mm.
I pat Robert on the side like, we'll work on that.
Either way, if we do put it on the shoreline, we might want to put it far enough back to not get washed away by water if we're using, blood.
Well,
Or are we just using spikes?
Well,
if I could interject real quick, my plan was effectively to get her out of the water and remove that maneuverability that she'd have in it. And by say get her out of the water, I mean do it by force when she pokes her ugly mug out.
Natch one of the
Oh.
tentacles and
face it, you'd be the one with the strength to do it.
The only issue is there's not a lot of room along the shoreline for something that might be 30, 40 feet tall. Possibly more.
Yeah, she showed up near the bridge last time. scrolling out to the map, make sure. Right. As you put a skull on the map, jeez.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Say Authoress is over here.
Yes.
Okay, so is it like this bit too?
Well, the little town, for lack of a better way to put it, is really just kind of from here to here.
Okay.
Well, it
so
probably stretches.
This is
There's probably a line that stretches out along that white road
right,
closer to the bridge.
So this is relatively open land. It's not like
yeah, I mean there are some
it's
homes
not-
over there, but it's not
Yeah.
packed.
I imagine like rural homes, but not like a settled
It's,
township or anything.
Well, we'd planned on fighting her near at a campground. I would assume the campground is emptied out.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
campground I think was down the shore this ways a little bit. Still on the Olympus side, but further down outside of the town.
Right. I need to know how much distance is that from,
I don't
like,
know,
say if she pops up here by the bridge to here.
a mile or two or something. I don't know, a couple miles.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, I can't hit her that hard.
It is most of the width of the city just to get to the edge of the city, and then
Yeah. Well, I have a few ideas depending on where she pops up. If she pops up in the same area she did before, where she, eviscerated the bridge,
but
I could potentially knock her to shore to the east of Othras. But this is, of course, assuming that's where she's going to pop up.
that's true. Grandmama Gaia only said she was going to attack today. And while you're talking, Bridget has wrapped her hand and is staring daggers at Kathy. And then you hear Shauna. And this is my dad. He's a monkey. And that's, I guess she's kind of my stepmom. I don't know. She does spooky stuff.
Love you too, Shauna.
Jaden does like hunting. It's like a hunter. Robert makes stuff. You know who Telarius is. I don't know who the redhead is. There's like 3 redheads I got to keep up with now. I don't remember their names.
Connor just looks over. Are you having fun?
Yeah, the guy's filming y'all while Shauna's well, he's back far enough that he sees Shauna's head is in the shot when she's pointing with her wing.
Just when you thought this day couldn't get any weirder.
Yeah, I was not expecting this. Look, you're going to stay out of the combat area, right? As he looks pointedly at the camera person.
He's like, "Oh, yes, sir. This thing's got a good zoom on it. I'll just hook a mic up. I'll just hook a mic up to Shauna, and then I'll be way back."
He just looks at Shauna as like, "What did you do?"
Oh, this is Bobby. He has a podcast.
Connor just sighs, walks over, grabs Telarius's by both sides of their collar, shakes them a little bit. It's like, "I blame you for this."
While they're being shaken, they're googling this guy's podcast with their phone. Like Bobby podcast cryptid question mark.
It is cryptid related. Lots of stuff about local folklore. All kinds of theory videos on what happened. In what happened with the first attack, because you guys know a lot more about the first attack than most people. Even y'all don't have a lot of the details.
Yep.
Hilarious. Maybe you can network with them.
Looks solid.
Especially since they're apparently networking with my child.
What? She's making friends on Facebook. What?
Hilarious
And
runs
unlike most
inside real
children, if
quick.
she shows up and it's a creep, she can just eat them.
That's true.
I mean,
It's actually a
point.
lot safer with Shauna than with actual children.
Yeah.
Hilarious runs inside, grabs like a really long piece of ribbon, and like, Shauna.
Hmm?
And they'll like, when they get Shauna's consent, they'll like wrap it around Shauna's neck and then get the mic and just doop.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, sir.
Whatever. I don't have time to correct
Okay.
honorifics. I don't have time to correct honorifics if I'm gonna die today.
Oh, he probably would not have made that mistake because he's a fan of yours. My bad.
Okay. Let's figure. Oh God, I haven't had enough coffee for this. Let's figure this out.
Actually, what would the proper honorific be there?
The English language is weird.
Yeah,
Doesn't really
English
have one.
language doesn't have a neuter pronoun.
Unfortunately. Or at least not for that honorific.
Yeah.
Well, then in case he would just say thank you.
Mhm.
Hearing that comment from your character, Zay, he would easily be like, "Don't worry, I'll bring a thermos full."
Don't think we're gonna have time while we're fighting for our lives, but I appreciate the thought.
Drink with one hand and slice with the other.
He's like, "No, you can drink in my truck. It's fine."
That's looking up at the sky, just going off in Arabic, just walking towards where Antony and everyone else is.
Robert's just like, "Look, either it's going to be a bloodbath or we're going to come out victorious. Either way, I'm going to try and keep as level head as I can. So come on, it's fine."
Right.
Sorry, not my nature.
Connor's in the truck.
All right, so everybody loads up in the vehicles.
Connor Prime is going to run alongside.
Have we figured out if what we're going to do with the fetch? Is she
Right.
going first, or does she need to go before this lady dies, or?
You know from your research that she'll need to be sealed up in there before Bridget dies.
So we need to do that.
Yeah,
now,
she would need to be sealed in, potentially now. Or at least before the battle.
As you bring this up, Anthony kind of looks at her, and you get the look on her face. You get the impression they've been having an argument about this. And what it is she has no problems being sealed up in there.
She doesn't want to miss the battle.
She doesn't want to leave Anthony go into that battle alone. I mean, not alone, you know what I mean? She doesn't want to not pull her weight.
If you stay, he'll worry about you. And that could distract him.
She's kind of waffling, and you think you see Anthony kind of do a little hand motion towards Ischaros. But Ischaros is like, and you see him mouth, "Give it a second," to Anthony. Though you notice Ischaros is standing like next, between her and the casket. So there may have been a plan to, snatch her up, just stash her in there. He's like, no, but he's like, no, she may be listening. Hold off a second.
All of us are here. We'll do our damnedest to keep him alive.
The emotion you see on her face as she's mulling this over seems to be guilt. Like she wants to do this so that there is at least hope for her and Anthony. But maybe she feels like she'd be letting everybody else down or leaving them in the lurch.
If you don't get in the box, I'll have Connor throw you in the box. We all want you to live too.
Give me.
We want
Who
you to
else is
have
gonna
a
serve us nachos?
anyone, honestly, but you're our friend,
Mm-hmm.
and we care about you, and we want you guys to not have to have this hanging over your head in the future. We want you to actually be able to have a life and a family without having to worry about this.
Give me a presence persuasion. Just to
I
see how
will,
convincing you are.
I'll give her a blessing, because that's my bag.
Presence persuasion.
Yes.
Ooh.
Considering the only dice I have are in presence, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep, you beat the difficulty by one. So, I mean,
Plus two.
I mean, excuse me. The difficulty was the she rolled one for the difficulty. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, her and Anthony walks over and kind of helps her. Well, it's Charos like reposition, positions the, lays the box down or whatever. He literally had it stood up, Egyptian sarcophagus style.
Sounds about right.
Like I said, it looked like their plan might have been for him to just kind of reach over and snag her by the waist and just into the box.
Be gone!
As soon as we figured it out, we'll wake you up.
So yeah, she lays back in there. And as soon as you put the lid on, it's like everything inside just sort of freezes. Not like an ice, but I mean like
motionless.
Yeah.
Is it creepy, or is her eyes closed?
Her eyes are closed.
Okay.
It's like when it first starts, where she's laying back, her hair kind of catches in the wind, and as you seal it shut, the hair is dropping down, and it gets slower and slower. It does come to rest before it stops, though.
Okay.
Very Sleeping Beauty-esque.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just making sure it isn't some creepy shit where she's just like staring daggers at Anthony as her last moments.
In her mind, probably, but
it's Han
Sure.
Solo in the carbine, just like.
And Anthony's like, and his Charles is like, cool. And he looks at Anthony. If we'd gone with your plan, she might have killed us both when she woke up.
we get this somewhere safe.
Hey, Talarius, you mind if we use your
Yeah,
apartment?
you can put it in there. Yeah.
He kind of reaches out and picks it up.
Yep.
Right. So
While all
we're
this is going on,
walking around
Kathy just
inside
has
the
this
box.
incredulous look on her face. I mean, not Kathy.
Bridget.
Bridget has this just incredulous look on her face, like,
Just
what's that all about?
Welcome to the 21st century.
where we can technically preserve fetches.
We tried to find a way to save you, but we have to find another god of equal power. And
Yeah.
that's not going to happen in a day.
He's like, yeah, fate bindings. I know how that works. It's not easy. And even if you did, it might be dooming the city then.
Yeah.
Trying to do what we can.
Minimize losses all around.
But fetches aren't supposed to be people. They're supposed to be pale
It's
copies
fine.
of.
The less you think
Yeah.
about it, the less weird it is.
Maybe. I mean, she's been running around for 30 years, so I mean.
Yeah, say 30 years, you're less a copy and more your own piece of art.
That was beautiful.
Pick up things from other people and make it your own. She's her own person.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't have been waiting tables anywhere, so I guess so.
She punches Bridget.
All right, that's fair. Sorry, I shouldn't be shit talking your friend.
Yeah, just be glad I didn't do it.
I gotta remember none of y'all, none of y'all are from, back home, so y'all don't get how creepy it is to have your fetch walking around. Period. I mean,
All right, let's do this.
Have we told her about her brother?
You have
No,
not. None of you.
we have
let's
not.
not then. Let's not.
It's not.
Yeah,
I visited your home once. Your brother was great.
It was
Your
going to
brother-
come up. It was going to come up on the drive to the lake when Sasha hears her praying in Gaelic, asking Lou to watch over, her parents and her brother. I was going to remind you of it, but I'm glad you thought of it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's just not gonna say a thing and just kind of like, if anyone else started to bring it up, she'd just be like,
Look, she's going to be dead in a little bit anyway. She'll see him then. He can explain.
exactly.
It'll be a little less awkward that way.
Fair enough.
Next to the one Scion one shot where it's just them two in the afterlife and they're just like yelling at each other like, "Why did you die? Why did you die? What the fuck? What the fuck?"
I mean,
At least I didn't get shanked in the back by a sign of Loki.
Fortunately, Telarius ain't wrong. Literally, the book describes the Tawaha Dedanan as
High school drama club.
Yeah, no, I know. I read it.
So, like, you ain't wrong.
All right, truck ride.
Yes. As we have half the episode to fight Scylla now.
Oh, it'll be plenty of time. Still, it's not going to be that rough. I'm not going to be rolling the largest dice pools I've gotten to roll this entire game.
Sasha is bringing Smoochum. Smoochum is in full Smoochums mode in the back of the truck since there's no one in town to care if Smoochums is hanging his giant crocodile head out the back of the truck.
Got a really good. I take a really good picture of Spoochums with like his tongue all the way out.
I don't think
In the
crocodiles
wind.
can stick out
Yeah.
their tongue.
Yeah, I think the
But
But the
crocodile
mane is like
tongues are-
very majestic.
I think I switched. I'm reminded of this video I saw today of where a hippo grabbed a lion, picked it up, and just chunked it.
Yeet.
2 of those 3 animals are partially riding in the back of the truck.
Yeah. I saw that and I'm like, hey!
All right, Jaden, have you brought Spruce?
Yes. So she's bringing her dog.
And every now and then, over the road sounds, you can hear that kid Bobby up above you. Woohoo! This is so cool. Because Shauna's got him in like one hand, flying over the truck. Flying along with the truck.
Jeez.
Well, we did lose a television personality. Now we have a podcast personality to help us out, I guess.
I mean,
You
he's
make
not a
fun of it
multimillionaire,
now. You make fun of it now. You're gonna thank your lucky stars when you watch your videos of Shauna when she was a baby, and then shit like this pops up.
Yeah, were y'all taking any baby photos? No.
Hilarious did, but those are
sorry.
in their hard drive.
Bold of you to assume Connor didn't.
I picture
Pictures with
Telarius.
the eggs.
I picture Telarius going full god mode, and they just pull up their shirt, and there's like these bays for hard drives and USBs and.
Very Iron Man.
My mental image of if Telarius ever went through apotheosis, went full divinity, is akin to the Zay, you might know what I'm talking about, and Shadowrun, the Yggdrasil. Yeah. It's basically this digital entity that is connected to every single network that has ever existed, ever will exist, or ever does exist across
Reminds
the
me of-
entire planet.
Kind of reminds me of ShrekNet before the Camarilla destroyed it.
Yeah. That just My mental image of that is like that would totally be what Hilarious does.
Focus, Scylla.
Sorry. Yes.
You arrive at the shore, or at the. Actually, where are y'all going? Where exactly y'all? I was assuming y'all were heading kind of towards the bridge, but
Yeah, that would be probably
Yeah.
a good place to start.
That's the last place we saw Scylla emerge.
Probably at least along like the lakeside, just so we can see if anything's moving. Like drive the road along the lakeside. I mean,
How's the bridge looking? Is it just like did they just snatch a section in the middle, or is it like completely gone?
they tore out. It was a little bit closer to the Olympus side, but they tore out. Oh, probably a good. Or she tore out a good. Probably 50, 60 meters of it. So the entire bridge is not wrecked, but you ain't gonna be using it for a while either.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see how much like scrap is there, just in case.
There have been no salvage operations to get what fell into the water out of the water yet.
No, I know, but there's a good reason for that.
is there enough to build weapons from?
Maybe there is. But yeah, I mean, you got the support structure. They got some of the support structure got tore off. So, and more of the bridge where she tore it, more of the bridge on either side is, it's hanging down because it's no longer properly supported. But you got the police are out in force along the shore, and not right up on the shore. I mean, they're a little bit back. When you get here, you start to see more people. There's lots of people out, with their cameras, kind of looky-looing.
Oh no.
I say lots, not like there was when y'all had y'all's big fight.
Right.
But there's still dozens of people here.
Yeah, but that was a blockbuster event of the summer. That makes sense. This is like a horror movie.
There are people who watch horror movies for fun.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody stars. But nobody gets themselves in that kind of situation for fun.
For sure.
Nope. When they get close, Connor Prime is going to activate his staff, launch up, land on Shauna's back. It's like, you're gonna have to drop him off somewhere soon, right?
She's like, yeah, I'm looking for a good spot. Not too close, but where he can. Ooh.
I was gonna be like, there's a good hill over there. Little behind the bridge.
She winds up dropping him a couple of roads back or a couple blocks back from the shore on the roof of a building. You see the kid set up. He actually pulls out like a tripod and sets the camera up. He walks over to the back side of the building. He's got like a backpack. He pulls out a rope, ties it around some of the air conditioning, checks it, throws it over the side.
He's done this before.
When he sees Connor's like eyebrow rise, he's like, "Got to make sure I got an escape route if things get bad."
I mean, that's fair.
Respect.
All right, just don't do anything dumb trying to get the perfect shot.
Yeah, that's my job.
That's Hilarious's job.
There's room on the net for both of us. I only take up a very little bit of space.
Well, yes, but unlike Hilarious, you do not have divine heritage to weather heavier blows.
Oh no! He's like, we're a couple blocks away. It should be fine. I mean, I'm sure y'all will stop her way before she gets back here.
We'll certainly try. And we are, lesser as she may be, we are fighting divinity at this point.
Shauna just kind of goes, a little gout of flame when she does. We can take her.
You would say that.
Charybdis hasn't been back. And that
That
was just
we
me
know
and
of.
you.
You know, I want to say that doesn't mean anything, but that you do have a point. I guess we'll see if Charybdis does show up. I felt it come and hit mute.
Uh,
Yeah.
so she walks over to the edge of the building. Right before she launches into the area, she tells Bobby, "Now be sure to get my good side."
Dear all of you, is your good side. And he pats Sean on the head.
And then she takes off. And don't forget to run if you need to. I don't know how to upload the video, so you got to make it.
Plus side. Not entirely sure I have to worry about her turning anti-god when she gets older. If she's concerned about this.
Concerned about her personal image.
That's a very dragon thing, though.
True. That is a
over her
very
shoulder,
dragon
Connor's
thing.
like, "We're starting a YouTube channel."
Like you and me, or
No, me and Bobby. He already had the podcast. Now we're gonna branch into YouTube.
okay.
She has to start a horde somehow.
You're welcome.
Her
Digital
horde is bitcoins.
Oh no.
Oh no!
No, we can't have the dragon
The
hoarding
environment is
bitcoins and
ruined.
NFTs. No,
Uh,
I'm gonna throw the X card for that one. No,
this at like 5-10 years down the line, she legitimately has like an entire country's worth of coin.
no,
'Cause what-
no.
Because accumulating wealth is natural to dragons, so she'd be a natural at that.
We just sent global warming into like a century sooner.
She's a dragon. She
Shauna's
likes
fault.
it warm.
You know what? That's fair.
Shauna and Connor both like, what? Temperature's great. Both immune to fire.
The age of
Anyway.
the age of man is over. Bring forth the second age of reptiles. This is when you find out all the dragons are behind all the industries that wreck the environment. They predate the gods. They've seen the ecosystems recover from mass extinctions before. It'll be fine. Long term, it'll be fine.
I mean, they do predate the gods. If that book is out and we start over like another Scion game, not with these Scions, but like another game.
Shauna shows up as a bad guy.
Well, I will definitely be playing a Dragonair Scion. Or an heir, as they call them. But,
Scylla.
yes, sorry.
Right, Scylla.
You got me distracted with dragon.
So as you and Shauna launch off, leaving Bobby behind to film, the wind is picking up. Water spouts are forming in the lake.
Joyous.
Davy's in the chat. Yes, David, they're working on a book dealing with dragons. They did a Kickstarter for it, and I think it and the Cthulhu book were the same Kickstarter or something.
Yeah, it's one for dragons and one for like Lovecraftian.
Yeah,
Like,
it was all the same
outer
Kickstarter, which is
sphere gods.
why I didn't back it, because I'm frankly just tired of Lovecraft.
Yeah.
I mean, I like reading the novels. I've enjoyed some Call of Cthulhu, but it just spills over into everything now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the symbiotes in Marvel. I'm just sick of it. Where are we? Oh, right, water spouts.
Yes.
They don't seem to be moving towards the city, but they're throwing up a lot of wind. Shauna's starting to have trouble, keeping a steady course.
Yeah, Connor will activate Falling Star and jump off.
And essentially, she winds up folding her wings and dropping down just real close to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
what's that called? Weather Tyrant.
Oh, yeah.
Which costs one of the one tension. So despite the fact there's no storm clouds, the wind and the water the spouts are picking up and flinging from in the lake are creating almost hurricane style conditions.
Right.
It is, well, what do they call it? Field conditions.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody in the area, other than Priscilla, who's generating this, has a complication to physical actions. The police are kind of hunkering down. Some of the looky-loos are trying to kind of maintain their positions, but you're starting to have several others that are like peeling off.
Fuck
Kinda,
this shit, I'm out.
Basically.
Yeah.
As they should.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's a really weird scene. 'Cause like I said, imagine every scene you ever seen of a hurricane with all the water and wind, but there's no clouds overhead. There's nothing blocking the sunlight. It's all brightly lit, and
This feels fake.
it just kind of screams unnatural.
Yeah.
And then for just 1 second, the wind seems to die down slightly.
Mm-hmm.
As Scylla erupts out of the water, at her kind of full size, she's under the bridge, and you got cameras from a distance kind of filming her.
Mm-hmm.
She is right there, kind of on your ass.
Okay.
4 stories tall. I pulled this down to show you what she looks like a few times, so we'll do it one last time.
Yep.
Is that with the human half too?
Do what now?
Does she have the human half too?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's lots of different descriptions for what Scylla looks like. When she appears like that, what's the thing called? She has the flare apocalyptic presence. That one doesn't cost her anything.
Mm-hmm.
All the looky-loos, all the police, everybody that does not have a legend score just turns around and bolts.
What's Bobby doing?
Yeah, it says Bobby far enough back.
Y'all can't tell from where y'all are at. Y'all are like 3 blocks away. This is everybody that's up close, kind of, just a little bit behind y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
I know the flare does say that if there is sufficient distance to not be threatened, quote unquote, that they aren't affected.
And technically, it's just that they cannot assault or interfere with.
Yeah.
Technically, I talk about them all bolting. Technically, a few of them might just hide behind something and try to get out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Little camcorder like this.
Just hope his new camera's waterproof.
Why are you idiots texting me?
Because they have things to tell you.
Well,
Probably.
it's people from work.
Oh, well, that's unpleasant.
Yeah.
But yeah, she erupts out of the water. Just right there at shore. You were, it's like she shot up as close as she could up under the water, and then, when she couldn't conceal herself anymore, she just burst out.
Yeah.
The tendrils are moving around as she comes up onto the shore. So why don't everybody give me initiative rolls?
Okay.
Oof.
And so it begins.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
All right.
Well, somebody's got to go last. It might as well be a player.
Yep.
Okay.
10 dice and not even one success.
The
Thanks,
dice
Rob.
are like, nah, bro.
All right. So what do we have here? I've already rolled for these folk. All right. So y'all got a. All right. So I'm assuming it's. Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be Eric's there. That's the start off. So we've got a player at 6.
Mhm.
We've got a player. Wow, they really drop off after 6, though, don't they?
Yeah. 2 players at 3.
Well, we got an NPC character at, or a story guide character at 4. And we've got a player at 3, a player at 3, a player at 2, a player at 0. Story guide character at 0. Though I'm gonna have to label them separately because that one is Bridget. Her and Scylla will not be exchanging positions.
Good story guide character, bad story guide character.
Mm-hmm.
Gigantic tentacled monster character.
Yep.
But she opens her mouth and screams, and it's there's a human aspect to it, but it also really reminds you of giant monster movies,
Yeah.
which is a little disturbing coming out of a overall human-looking face.
Grant the human-looking face is probably about 10 feet.
Possibly.
Get across, yeah.
And got a crazy look in her eye.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
I mean, think of a look like William Dafoe or Jack Nicholson when they're really trying to look crazy.
Hilarious in their head is like if they survive, they're coming up with like different like ideas in their head for the video.
As she's
kind of
coming
like
on shore, you hear engines revving as cars come around the back corner. Or I say back corner, back behind you. And you've got people leaning out, firing at the running pedestrians.
Fuck it. Who's going first?
It's Charo. Yeah, I never do pronounce this guy's name right. Cowboy Cyclops. Y'all know the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeehaw.
He yells something at Belisarius that probably only Sasha. Well, how many of y'all speak Greek?
Sasha.
I know
Sasha
Sasha would
speaks all
understand it.
languages.
Hilarious picked it up.
Okay, both of our Theos
didn't.
have picked up Greek. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sasha's an omniglot.
So yeah, he screams at Belisarius to chunk that bench at one of those cars.
To Brute.
So the 2 Cyclopses go charging off after the vehicles
Right.
to try to protect the pedestrians. You see Anthony pull up the standard of the 9th Legion, and as soon as he slams it down on the ground, there's a rank of troops behind him that go running forward.
Mm-hmm.
Not towards pedestrians.
Pardon?
just not towards the pedestrians. I'm just making sure I understand that.
Well,
To protect the
to get between the
pedestrians.
pedestrians and the gun wielders that have pulled up in the.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
Not all of the gun wielders are necessarily the peopleiest looking people.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them look a little odd. Some of them are obviously just people.
Yeah.
This may be the 100-handed ones, puppets.
Be.
So there's only a couple of carloads full of them, or SUV fulls. None of them look like...
Charis and Belisarius are shooting at the vehicles that are shooting at pedestrians.
Correct.
Okay, I was like, God, they fucking turned on us? What
No.
the fuck?
The two Cyclopses and Antony have peeled off to protect
Okay.
bystanders.
Sorry, I understand now.
Or protect mortals. No. I mean, Belisarius would probably be happy to, eat the random passerby, but, y'all made a deal with him and y'all been keeping y'all side of it, so.
Mm-hmm. Which reminds me, should we survive, Belisarius' flock is coming here.
Oh yeah.
Connor will be making the arrangements, because that was the deal he made.
What's the Charo's going to tell his workers, though? Yeah, it's a sheep herder next door. Because this is out west where there's the whole sheep herder, cow herder thing.
I don't know what to say now.
That was the deal he made. If Belisarius helped them fight Scylla,
Yes,
Connor
yes.
would get his flock here.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Hatfield and McCoy, Cyclopses.
all right, so we will start with the top of the order.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure there's nothing else weird going on. Oh, wait, what's that one do? Okay, that's something she has to activate. It's not something going on automatically. All right, top of the order then. One of the players gets to go. Who wants to go first? Who wants to start the last combat?
Is there a lot of like junk and salvage around us? Like immediately around us?
Immediately around you? No. Not as far as like garbage or scrap. You're in, it's almost like a little park area. It's not like a full-fledged park, but there are benches and trash cans. There's a little walking trail that goes through here, so there's some kind of your park accoutrements.
Okay. Cool.
Well, I can, because there's a lot of shit I have to do.
Go for it. You got
Alrighty.
like 16 PCs, go for it.
Yeah. Connor's eventually gonna command the 3 clones with him to also peel off to go deal with the vehicles.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want me to roll for them for
Just say they're off doing that.
totaling vehicles, or technically committing vehicular manslaughter. Take your
Again.
pick.
Oh, no. The last one was just flat-out murder in a vehicle, not with a vehicle.
Yeah, and in this case, they're like these dudes they're obviously cultists. They're shooting pedestrians. All right.
No, we'll say
Okay.
they probably won't have too much trouble doing that.
Okay, that's what those 3 are doing. Once that's done, they're gonna come back.
Okay.
He'll tell Shauna to focus on firepower. Literally.
Sean's like, she's big. This is gonna be great.
And Connor will imbue a legend to use Pistons for Fists. And yeah, he's going to. Is Scylla in striking distance of them, of the band?
Oh, she's probably. Oh, shoot, I didn't write down what medium range was. I forget, how far out is medium?
Medium is 31 meters to upwards of 1,000. I want to say.
I think it stops at 1,000. No, or does long.
I think
I
long
was
starts at 1,000.
just
I want to
looking at
say.
it earlier today too.
Yeah. This range band thing is something I will not miss when we go to our next game. When we just have maps with tokens to go, I shoot here.
The range band thing works fine. I just need it. I should have just had it in the notes or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll get it. Combat range modifiers.
Scale.
Medium range is 31 to 100 meters.
Ah, that's range name. Okay. Then yes, she is definitely within medium.
Okay, cool. Because Connor already had Falling Star active, he can cross 2 range bands instantaneously.
Okay.
So, hi, Clong.
So that gets you from medium to short to close.
Yep. And he's going to swing for the fences, as it were. Okay. It's 2 plus 7 successes.
Okay. All right. Her defense is a 6.
Okay.
Plus she's got the scale size thing going on.
All right.
I'm checking to see what that actually entails.
Well, scale is an enhancement, which
Extra successes for all right for lifting, throwing, breaking smaller things, intimidating other effective
Yeah.
attacks. Okay, so yeah, the one she's got does not factor into her defense or anything. So okay,
all right. So Connor will hit her.
okay,
Because of how his Magatama grew, all of his close combat attacks are considered aggravated with the fire attribute.
okay.
So his staff is hitting for aggravated magical damage.
Okay.
And because of Pistons for Fists, he gets a free knockdown.
Yeah, for as well as you can knock down something 4 stories tall.
Yeah.
All right.
It does not say if there's a limit to the size that it can be done to.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. So you hit with so you hit with 7 successes.
Uh-huh.
Defense is a 6. That leaves you 1 to play with.
Yes.
And do you have stuff that ignores
Ignores armor? Yeah. The
staff.
staff has the piercing tag.
Okay. All right, so you got the one that you can do the damage for free.
Mm-hmm. And because I got the damage, she has been knocked down.
Okay.
Considering where she popped up, I couldn't do my original plan, so had to improvise.
Mhm.
And I'll use the additional success to do a variable neck to extend the staff, like plant it down in the ground and have it launch Connor backwards with my additional success for however far that would let me.
Okay. I'd let you move 1 range increment back.
Yeah.
All right, so you leap from medium to close. You whack her a good one, and then spring back, to short.
Yeah. Her defense is now a 5, and have someone knocking on my door.
Alright, and then it is her turn. Now, if I recall, standing up is makes it a multiple action.
Yeah, she has to do a complex action. Yes. Basically, if she wants to do anything, she has to roll dexterity plus athletics.
Okay.
If she is rising from prone, I will say that.
It occurs to me on your roll,
Mm-hmm.
we had the field condition about the stormy weather. So you were at -1. Or you got a complication?
That's true.
Was that it? Because he still would have hit with one left over, right? Or he still would have hit and then had none left over.
If it was the -1, then yeah, I'd still be at short range.
Well,
Close range.
Yeah. Not that that is a major factor, but but yeah, she is going to try to stand up.
Okay.
Um,
Want me to roll for Shauna's fire breath against her?
Oh yes, go ahead. That's right. We are letting the animals go when their peoples go.
It's so much cleaner.
Yeah, truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you knocked her down. She falls down. Shauna comes through, doing her strafing run.
Yeah. That is 10 successes total for Shauna.
Jeez.
Okay. Let's see. Prone makes you vulnerable to melee attacks by people next to you, but harder for ranged attacks.
Yeah.
But Shauna's doing a strafe and run from above, so...
Yeah, and it's an AoE. And this is a big-ass target anyway.
Yeah, and it's, like you said, it's area effect, so... Alright, so she got 7 successes.
Alright.
The defense, I'm going to say, is just kind of a wash. So 6 there. So she got 1 extra success.
Okay, so damage...
Oh, wait, no, because she's dealing with the weather conditions, too, so...
Alright.
But she hits and can do the damage, so...
Okay.
Which is really all you need out of a breath weapon.
Yep. Question. Would the weather condition to this be considered to compete against it be feats of strength? Considering the hurricane force winds?
It's the hurricane. You have the hurricane force winds, but you also have all the water being thrown around, making it harder to see and keep your eyes open, and so there's kind of a combination of things stacking up to this complication.
All right. I was gonna say because if competing against is considered a feat of strength, she automatically succeeds by nature of her own talents.
Okay, yeah, it's not just the wind though; it's everything, visibility, all that.
Right. Just wanted to make sure.
Odd.
Okay, so now it's Scylla's turn.
Mm-hmm.
So she is going to stand Strywell. Basically, what she's trying to do is lift herself up, with some of her tentacles.
Okay.
While, how would this work? She's definitely striking at Connor.
Uh-huh. So if she's getting up, trying to get up, then her dice pool is dexterity athletics to combine it with striking.
Why athletics, not close combat?
Because the nature of the boon that I'm utilizing. It specifically states it has to be dexterity athletics.
Okay.
The Pistons for Fist one?
Yeah.
Okay, well. She is statted up like they stat up the monster, so there's not the individual skills anyway. So. All right. was not the most impressive roll. But I do have successes, so.
Okay. How many do you have?
3 on the dice. She's using her natural weapons as natural weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately... Oh, this is one of the things her skill would factor into, though. So she has a total of 8.
8. All right, she loses 4 automatically.
Okay.
Try to rise from prone to do this, so she automatically loses 4.
It takes 4 to rise from prone?
It's naturally 1, a difficulty of 1, but
Oh, that's
because
right.
This, is her
This was an
fists, it
ability
adds
that did
3.
it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, this is
It's
okay.
yeah.
I was thinking about the prone from regular combat. Like that.
No,
That
yeah,
seems a little
yeah,
high.
yeah.
No. Your special
Yeah,
abilities. I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so she's got 4 to
Specifically-
try to actually hit you.
okay. She has to burn 3 to actually do damage. And I have to roll defense too, actually.
Okay, roll your defense.
So, excuse me, first of all. Okay, so that puts my defense up to a 3,
All right, so that leaves her with 1 left over.
and I have 3 soft armor. So if she wants to do damage, she can't.
But she does have the 1 success. Let's pull up the combat stunts, close combat.
Mm-hmm.
She'll spend the 1 to knock you down.
Okay.
That's fair.
You get out of the way of the actual tentacle coming down,
Mm-hmm.
but it hits with such force that dust flies everywhere, the ground shifts.
Gotcha.
You realize you can probably hit people in an area with that thing.
Probably.
So group up, guys.
The mage has got fireball. Everybody pull in close together. All right.
To whom it may concern.
But, and then she will also, because this does not really take anything other than just spending it. I think, let me double check. Let's see. Cost, 1 tension, duration, indefinite. Yes, does not take any particular action. But she will burn one of her tensions.
Mm-hmm.
To initiate her world shaking.
I don't like that name.
The water starts sloshing up and down from out of the lake. Multiples of her tentacles are like striking the ground. The antagonist is able to disrupt the ground, transforming it into difficult terrain out to medium range. She may center the disturbance anywhere within her line of sight. This is not a subtle flare. In other words, it's damaging. Any structures in the area are being damaged by this. It's literally the ground shaking, the water rushing in. Difficult terrain, I think, is another complication. I believe is how that.
It's just like when Telarius used it earlier.
On the bridge.
That's right. You did do the same thing, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oops, did not need to close that. Oh well. So that is now a 2 complication. Though Eric, help me remember that Shauna would not be affected by that second one. She's only having to deal with the wind and rain, or wind and water being thrown around.
Gotcha.
The ground shaking is not bothering her in the air.
Unless she lands, but yes.
Unless she lands, yes. If she lands, it becomes an issue. Alright, next up is a player on 3. Who wants to go?
Oh boy,
Yeah, Robert will take a swing.
go for it.
Alright, you are at medium range.
Mm-hmm.
You can, I think, traverse one range band in a turn.
Mm-hmm.
He'd do what he can to get close so he can smack it with a hammer.
All right.
So
So you're going from medium range to short range, which is still not close enough. Going to be close enough to hit the hammer.
really okay.
If
Uh,
she's swinging the tentacles out, could he potentially hit any of that? Or all of the tentacles in short range?
They are. Let's see. So far, you've
None.
only seen her do stuff in short range. Though
Okay.
you can't seem to tell how long the tentacles are. So you don't know how far out she could reach. Now, one thing you could do is you could be running up. If you wanted to, while you're running up, you could pull the pistol. And try to shoot her while you're at a distance, while you're closing.
Yeah, he would do
You know, if
that.
you
He
just-
pulled the. You go him as he's closing distance, since he can't really hit her. He'll pull the pistol out and try to get a shot off.
So I'm picturing with Warhammer in one hand or pistol in the
Yeah,
other.
Warhammer one hand, pistol in the other.
All right, so give me
Badass.
a roll.
Alright. And boop. I believe that'd be up to 6 because he's using it as intended and also specialty in pistol, so that's 2. Yes.
So that gets you up to 7. That beats the 6.
Hey.
You
Woo!
actually managed to do damage.
And let me guess. Gotta be 6, so I'd have what, 1 to play with? Right?
No, because she's got she's got the armor thing that costs 1 extra to do damage to her.
Was that with the 2 complications taken out?
No, it probably was not with the 2 complications taken out.
Unless you want to imbue a legend to ignore up to 3 complications.
It's not like I use my legends much for anything, so yeah, I'll burn a legend.
All right.
Imbuing, not
Burning or
burning.
imbuing?
Well, part.
Yeah, it's the more temporary one.
And he would do that just to guarantee a hit.
Okay.
Storm, bah. Ground flopping around like the ocean, bah. YOLO.
Basically. Okay, so beat the 6 and
All right.
now take away the complication.
So you beat
So
the
yeah,
6,
it's-
and you get the 1 extra to have to spend to do the actual damage to her. Which, Connor ignores because he's got the whole magic thing. And
Is that
Sadly, I don't have a lot of things I can. Well, let me double check the range stuff.
let's see. So yeah, you just put the 1 extra, and then you'd have the.
Really, there's not a lot I can do with a ranged attack. Because a lot of stuff is either variable or what have you, so he'll just at least do damage if nothing else.
Yeah, well, Oops. So yeah, you run up. Despite all the stuff trying to knock you around and shake you around and mess with your footing.
Let's get one good solid shot off. Granted, shooting a building should have an easy time hitting it, but
Well, it's not so much the making contact with her; it's the actually managing to hit somewhere that you can hurt. But yeah, you see a little red splurt on one of her shoulders.
you?
in his mind he's like, "Woo!"
All right, I can die happy now.
And that's when a tentacle comes down. And then I just turn Duba's zoom screen off. So slowly, one by one,
no.
eliminate players. Ooh, that'd be a great way to do a horror game.
I mean, yeah.
All right, and we have another player on the 3.
Sure. Hilarious will do it. Hilarious is gonna go from medium to short
Okay.
and make eye contact with the Scylla and activate Overwhelming Chaos.
All right, what does that do?
For the purposes of this, it gives a if they wish to take an action, they must combine with the Stamina Athletics roll of difficulty 2.
Okay.
which probably isn't that hard, but it's the making them take a mixed action thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You're chipping away at whatever pile of successes you may have.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Cotter hits with Pistons for Fists and stacks difficulties up.
Yeah, that's the idea here. We're chopping her down.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, keep that page marked, and be sure to remind me when it comes back around.
It's just on my. I don't even have it on the page. I just have it on my sheet.
Oh, okay. All right. Then a player goes on 2.
I guess Jaden will go next. She will go and shoot at Scylla.
All right.
8 successes.
All right. So that's 8 successes, -2 for the weather and the shaky ground.
That's 6 successes.
That leaves you with 6.
Mhm.
Uh,
A bunch to hit her.
And we lost Sarah.
oh.
Yeah, her
no.
internet.
We'll have to invite her last on the Zoom calls next session or next campaign.
Oh no.
Oh.
We'll give her a minute, see if she manages to pop back in before I do any adjusting. All right, so you had 6 successes once everything's taken into account. Her defense is a 6.
Mhm.
But you have to spend 1 extra to actually do the inflict damage on her. How is your bow statted up? Does it have the piercing thing on it?
Yes, it does. Has piercing added to it, yes.
Okay, so you can ignore that. Alright, yeah. Then you are indeed able to do damage to her.
Awesome. I don't have an extra success, so I can't stun.
No, it doesn't. It
Paralyze her.
doesn't do anything extra other than just you put an arrow in her, and you know.
Yep, and that's that.
All right, let's see. That was you on a 2. So that's oh, so it's only Sarah. So Sarah's next. Yep, she dropped off. She dropped out of everything.
Yeah. My vote is on cats were chasing something and unplugged something.
Mm-hmm.
To be that sudden without anything, any stuttering or anything else before, probably.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll skip her for now and go on down to Bridget.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Cats?
No.
Just general internet woes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Re-invite you to the call. All right, I've got everybody's windows back where they're supposed to be. All right, then forget about Bridget. Sarah, it's your turn.
Throws these, moves up whatever range band she can.
Okay. All right, so you can get up there next to Robert. And then the bees. Does that require an attack roll? Is that an automatic?
To initially disperse them, there just happens.
Okay.
It's a rank 3 complication.
-3 bees. And if she can't pay off the 3, she takes damage. Oh, there was something else. There's something to him.
Pasted it in the chat.
Thank you. Okay. That's gonna make it very hard for her to kill you.
I'm sure you'll find a layer action that negates all complications.
You know, I probably should look at what the tension does. But okay, all of y'all see the bees streak past. The bees, for some reason, are not bothered by the wind. It ain't natural. But then bees flying really isn't natural. So. Alright, so then it is Bridget. She runs on up next to Robert and Sasha. And is going to chunk a spear at Scylla. Who wants to roll for Bridget?
What am I rolling?
Alright, let's see. She got a 5 to roll the spear. At the... Let's see. Medium, so she'd be at short. So she'd be using her dexterity. So roll me 8 dice.
Okay. 10. Four successes.
Alright, so that is 4 successes.
Yeah, I did it already. Okay, cool.
She'd have 3 enhancements on that, which counteracts the 2. Alright, so that leaves her with 5.
Mm-hmm. Just not enough to do damage.
Where her defense is 6. So yeah, the spear goes arcing up, and one of Scylla's tentacles manages to slap it out of the way. And Sasha and Robert now know basically what damn it is in Gaelic. The
I get the sense that that's her only spear. Is it one of those things where it like comes back?
From what you see, she threw it, it got slapped out of the way, and now she's turning kind of in the direction it went.
No.
That seems really ineffective.
It does. Okay.
Alright, so top of the order. Who wants to go? Alright, now, don't everybody volunteer at once. I'm going to start calling on people.
Was I gone when Jaden went?
Yes.
Okay,
She is.
just making sure.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
push
she
comes
sank an
to shove.
arrow into
Okay.
Scylla.
If no one else
making
is
sure.
going, then Robert will continue to close the gap to where he can bitch slap with a hammer.
Alright, you can
Is
get
he
up.
waiting in the water at this point to get there?
She's come up on the beach.
Okay.
You know, her back tentacles may still be touching the water, but
Swing with the hammer.
Yes. So you were at medium range. You got into short last time. So yes, you're at close now.
Okay.
Do you throw the gun down, or do you holster it as you run up and then get the double grip on your hammer?
He'll holster it and double grip.
Gotta be respect for your tools, I understand.
Yeah.
Or do you want to really be a legend and pistol whip Scylla?
Maybe later.
Okay. Maybe if Connor knocks her down again.
Basically, Connor knocks her down and just like it's still one-handed, but gets the pistol out and just. But anyway.
Double
Alright.
action! Double action! I hit her with a hammer and pistol whip.
Don't tempt me now. Okay. So, and roll. Let's see. I know I did put hammer for close combat. That would get me up to about 5. I know I bought the complications off unless that has to be reapplied.
It has to be reapplied each time. Well, no, it ends up to 3 before disappearing. So in this case, you'd only be buying off 1 before the blessing vanishes.
So 3. So
Yeah.
3 using a melee weapon as a melee weapon. You've got the melee weapon specialty. That gets you up to 5.
International
Minus
defense
1 of the
is-
complications. They have you at 4.
Yeah, so. I don't.
So
believe
no,
I
it
did
hits.
any-
It hits kind of one of the scaly. I don't know if her tentacles are scaly or not. It's probably not really. how
If they're like
tentacles
octopus tentacles, no.
work. So your hammer may do like a glancing blow, but it's not enough to really for her to really feel.
Fair enough. He will
And
be
then
slightly
next up-
disappointed.
And then next up is her. Let's see, when does that kick in? Okay. She is going to strike at Connor because he's still right there in front of her. However, her strike is a shockwave, which didn't matter the last time because it was just Connor there.
How many people are in close range then?
You and Robert right now.
Alright, so it's hitting the both of us.
Extra roll to apply. Each range increment outside of the original target reduces the effect scale by 2 as the force peters out.
Oh.
So it will do. So everybody in close range will have to roll versus this and kind of take the full damage.
If it hits.
The next range out, which will be Sasha and
Bridget.
Bridget.
What is that? Short range?
Take
Medium
it at a
range.
scale of 1.
Oh no.
It'd be
Yeah, short range.
They're up close, and then okay, so then yeah, Teleris would also be in short range.
Oh, is Talarius falling up?
Well, Teleris had to be in short range to do overwhelming chaos.
Okay.
Which reminds
Speaking
me,
of-
she needs to do an action too.
Oh yes, she will have to do the multiple action thing.
Mhm.
Now this is a contested. Was it a contested thing she had to do with you, or did she just have to?
She just has to roll stamina athletics. She's looking for difficulty 2, which, like I said, not hard.
Okay. Okay, so it's a separate roll, not a multiple actions thing. Like the big knockdown did. Okay.
I don't know. So if they wish to take an action, they must combine it. Which sounds like it's the same. It's using successes in there, but
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, she's got to use the smaller of the 2 dice pools that would be involved.
Mhm.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, that moves her away from her primary dice pool. So. All right. All right, so she only got 4. So everybody give me defense rolls.
Oh, hang on.
How
hang on,
far
let's
out are we doing defense rolls?
see. I think pretty much everybody's gonna have to roll it.
Yeah.
Well,
Except for
I gave-
Shauna, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's not ground.
Yeah, her up in the air is not. It's not going to be affected by this.
Hmm.
This is kind of a ground pounding kind of shockwave.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that bumps up to 3, and then that bumps me up to 3, and then she would have needed to buy off 2 to hit me, right? Because of Shauna.
Oh, I forgot about
Uh,
Shauna being on the battlefield doing anything.
Yeah, Shauna being on the battlefield gives everybody soft armor too.
Plus, I got to take off 3 for the bees.
Yes.
So yeah, anybody that got a success on the defense roll,
It's probably fine.
it's fine.
Hmm.
Oh, somebody roll me for Bridget.
I mean, I'm at a -1, so it's still defense 3, but
Somebody roll me 5 dice for Bridget.
You. Oops, I did it wrong. 3 successes.
Yes, and 2 of them are 10s. So yeah, definitely, she's definitely fine as well.
Well, the exclamation point at the end of the D10 does it to roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. Neat.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So that was her. Who goes next?
Hilarious. Now that they've made eye contact, is just gonna attempt to shine a light on this, so to speak. So I'll fire.
All right. Remember, you got 2 field conditions going on.
That is 5, 6 exactly, and then minus that would be back down to 4. So yeah, I ain't doing nothing.
Okay.
But I will stay largely where I am.
All right. Next up is another player.
Well, would anyone like to go before me?
Go for it.
All right.
Truthfully, you're the one that's probably going to be doing the most hitting, besides maybe Bridget.
Yeah.
She has to go hunt down her stick.
Mm-hmm.
Connor will be rising from prone, as well as swinging, and since the rolls are going to be exactly the same for both anyway. It's another 7 successes.
Okay.
Well, no, it's 4 actually, with all the complications involved.
And you have to buy off to stand up, don't you?
Yeah, that's part of the calculation there.
Okay. Okay.
Because I've had a difficulty 3 with rising from prone. Yeah.
All right. But you do manage to stand up,
Yes.
and you've still got Shauna.
I do still have Shauna. Let me pull up this. Close the damn book. Where is? I forgot where this thing is. It's not in there. Movement. Trying to remember where movement is on here.
Now, what is it you're looking for?
The move actions. Here we go. Because I have Falling Star active, I will reflexively use Disengage.
Okay.
So this is a contested check.
Okay, what do you have to roll for it?
You are going to be rolling close combat might
Okay.
with the associated penalties from all of your shenaniganry. But yes.
Mm.
Wait, that thing is, it's any action they take, period, correct?
What's this now?
The overwhelming chaos.
Any action they take.
Oh, so yes.
Must be-
So
Any
you have to
action
make
must
that
be
roll again.
combined.
Oh, well, in that case, you're rolling the lesser dice from doing that then.
Now, is this an action or a reaction?
This is a reflexive action.
Okay, so it is an action.
Um,
All right.
It is. It can be done at any time on my turn reflexively when I have Falling Star active.
All right, but this is contested. So you rolled how many successes?
Yeah.
That
That is pretty
is 11 total.
Yes, you definitely disengage without any trouble.
Okay, and I am. I'll go to short range. I can't technically move 2 range bands, but I'll move back to short range.
Okay. Let's see.
Now to roll for Shauna.
I was looking at what all I can do with my teaching pool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do not have the thing that y'all have where y'all can ignore the complications.
Okay. She got. I can make this rolling thing get off of my damn screen. Okay, hold on. My screen froze up.
All right, looks like you got 5 successes on that last roll.
Yeah, so she has 8 total.
Okay.
So 7 with her complication.
All right, so 7 with her complication. So that beats the 6 defense. There's 1 left over that she can spend to actually do the damage.
Yeah, so
So she actually
more magical fire damage.
So yes, she do the damage.
Alright.
All right, and that was our second person to go after Scylla.
I believe.
Third.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Third.
So we just have Jaden left then?
Jaden and Sasha.
Okay, so that was our
'Cause
second
Robert
one. That was our
went-
second one after Scylla then. Because somebody went before Scylla,
Hilarious did.
Yeah, I think that was hilarious.
and then Robert I think went after, and then Connor went. Anyway, we got Sasha and Jaden left. So
Go ahead.
Yeah, we shall shoot again. Six successes.
all right, that is 6 total. Is that counting the complications?
No, then I wouldn't be able to hit because I think how many is what, 1 complication or 2?
It's 2. It's 2.
So that gives me
4.
4 successes.
Okay. So yeah, this time the arrow flies a little wide because the ground shifts, or the water hits your ankles or something. You know, the whole soggy, boggy, difficult terrain.
Mm.
There's a lot going on.
That's the name of my Patreon title.
What's that?
There's a lot going on.
Oh yeah. Sasha.
Just setting up the roll.
Okay. What are you rolling?
Well, getting up into the range, hitting with sword, bees, and a smoochums. That is probably not going to hit.
Okay.
I'm just hunting down the thing I had for the roll. Exclamation point goes after the 10 inside of the brackets.
Yes, it does. And then you want to do a greater than 8.
And Smoochums doesn't hit either.
Okay. Alright, Bridget runs into close range, picks up her spear, and is going to try to stab Scylla. Who wants to roll for Bridget this time?
What are we rolling?
Alright, this will be, let's see, 5 for that. And
Do not mean to.
What was 8d10 last time?
That's
yeah.
for thrown.
that was her throwing it. It would be 10 this time.
Okay.
Oh, and for Bridget, if you want to, before I look at anything, you can spend momentum for her if you want to. She is on your team, effectively.
Are we greater than 8 or greater than 7?
Well, what it does is we're greater than 8 because it checks. It also does 8s in that calculation.
So it's kind of 8 or greater is essentially what it's doing.
That's
Okay.
what it's telling you.
Oh. I've been mistyping that then this whole time.
That's almost
1,
scary.
2. Well, we've only been
It is
doing
what
this
it
for.
is. Yeah, we've been doing it
Yeah.
for this session.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so she got 4 successes, not including her enhancements.
You rolled. All right, there's a 9. There's a random 9 rolled.
Well, yeah, because there's a 10 in there.
Oh, okay, that was you re-rolling the 10. Okay, very well then.
Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah, he didn't do. Okay, cool.
Then yes, that's 5 plus that one would be 6, which gets her up to a total of 9, minus the 2 the weather and terrain condition.
So she does hit and poison.
All right, so let me put a P in that box because that one does not heal up. What y'all see is the spear sink in. And, getting poked like that would hurt even a critter this size, like the arrows do and all. But still has a very exaggerated reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very human-like cry. The tentacles kind of flail about a little more erratically.
It's in Spanish.
And you see Bridget just laughing and she twists the spear before she pulls it back out. And Scylla gets noticeably smaller.
Really?
I mean, it's still, giant monster size. But there is there's a change. All right, and that is now we're back to the top of the order. Who wants to kick this one off?
I can do a thing.
All right, do a thing.
Okay. Connor will use his natural speed since he went up short range to get away from her, he'll extend the staff further to knock him into medium to get on top of a nearby building that wasn't damaged.
Okay. Any of the buildings in medium range are going to be damaged.
Well, it's still structurally sound enough to hold a person.
Yes. At that range, most of them are still structurally sound.
He will imbue a third legend, activate Heavenly Stride, which will allow him to utilize the invocation of his legendary title without spending a legend.
Okay.
Since he's going to do this
Remind me what the legendary title
involving
is.
speed. Legendary title is the Blazing Star of the Mountain.
Okay.
He will declare his title, light up like a sun, basically, with fire and heat, and will launch himself at Scylla, invoking
Superman punch.
Scale. And what I would also like to do, considering part of his title is the Blazing Star, I would like to use the intense heat, basically, of his entry to see if I can disperse the weather condition from her weather tyrant by rapidly changing the temperature in the area from...
Let's see. You gonna try to counter that?
Yeah, as part of declaring the title, with superheating the air as he
Just got
descends.
really anime.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
Not unfitting in this game though.
In this scene, yeah. This scene, this game.
Let me roll her desperation pool. Well, all right. That's going to make it because you're doing an attack on her, correct? That's what the Blazing Star does. All right. So that's going to be a multiple action.
What I'm saying is I am attacking her. I'm asking if me invoking the title with him basically declaring himself a blazing star, if the heat of him evoking the title, basically becoming entity of pure flame, will superheat the air enough to disrupt the weather she's invoking.
I'll let you give it a try. It's gonna be a multiple action.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't know. Multiple. Maybe not a multiple action. It's gonna require you spending 2 successes on countering the Weather Tyrant.
All right, I will do that. Might post combat. I will. Don't fail me now, dice, please. Okay.
I feel a little better about it though, because you are doing scale.
Yeah, but that's only 1 success.
Guys, don't feel me now. And your dice go, hey, what's this in my pocket?
I at least got 1 though, so that is something.
Yeah, so you got 1 success on the dice, so that does let all your enhancements and whatever kick in.
Yeah, so that puts me at, with scale. Jesus. 15 successes total.
Yeah, because at y'all's current scale, you add +4.
Oh, that's right. So it'd be 13 then. Because
that gives you 4, and then you've got, this is all your close combat stuff factored into this, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So you said it was 13 total?
13 total, yes.
All right. -2 for the complications.
So that puts me at 11.
Put you at 11. You spend 2 to disperse one of those complications.
Right.
So that succeeded. The Weather Tyrant is gone. Everybody's only at a -1 complication now.
Woo.
And that leaves you with 9 to play with.
Which I will hit.
Yeah, her defense is now a 5.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's 4.
So that leaves you with 4 to play with.
Yeah. I'll do damage. I will crit.
All right, so that's another damage. That leaves you with 1 at that point, I think.
Yeah.
Because your crits only cost 3, if I remember right. Because you've got
my crits only cost 3. Is she still in the water technically?
Her back few tentacles are still trailing in it a little bit.
Okay.
She's
I will
mostly on the
do.
beach.
I'll do a. We'll come down sort of like a flip hit, so like the staff hits her in the back. And I'll use the free thing for Pistons for Fists. I will knock her a range band out of the water.
Okay, so you knock her and they're further up on the beach.
Right.
Got you.
And I will use my remaining success to have her land prone on the impact.
Okay. So yeah, you hit her good. You land behind. You either whack her with the staff or extend the staff, and just kind of catch her with it and knock her. So she goes flying over the rest of the guys with like this trail of bees behind her. Hits prone, the bees catch up. All the guys at this point have to go turn around and head back the way they came.
Well, I knocked her into the short range band, so I'd say just move one range band. And
Well, yeah, but
now
most of them had gotten up to close with her, so you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they can walk up and hit her again. It's not you.
Yeah. Exploding. Compounded.
All right.
Why the hell that rolled a 17, I don't know. But
How did you roll a 17 on a D10?
that's a wonderful question.
You put 2 exclamation points.
Oh yeah, 2 exclamation points probably screwed stuff up.
I just clicked compounded Shadowrun style. So that might have been a 10, and then the next roll was a 7, I guess.
Hmm.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 successes. 8 total.
Okay.
With no complications
Okay.
for her now. So with 5, that will be... I'll leave her with 3 left over after doing damage.
All right.
Actually, 2 left over because of her armor. Ranged.
Yeah, with 2, I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot she can do.
Yeah, and I will have her sort of like hover at medium range.
Okay.
And just continue to breathe fire onto Scylla's prone form to spend the last 2 successes to pin her.
Okay. All right. Let's see, that was you starting off the round, right?
Yes.
All right, then it is Scylla's turn.
Mhm.
Ooh.
All right,
With all the complications.
Oh, so many complications.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is what she's going to try and do.
Okay.
And it's gonna take all y'all telling me what these complications are.
Yep.
She is going to try to stand upright.
All right.
And then she is going to... Oh, this is going to be fun because y'all haven't seen her do this yet. When I mentioned before that you couldn't tell what size her tentacles are, you couldn't tell what length they are. Yeah, it's because the length varies.
Oh, okay.
Think of them as stretchy. Basically, yeah, she can reach out and hit anything within medium range.
Oh, fine.
Oh, she's a Namekian.
No, she's those flickable, sticky hands.
Or the little sticky octopuses used to have that you could stretch them,
Mhm.
or you could throw them against the wall and watch them walk down the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, she's going to try to stand up and take a swing at Shauna. Shauna's the one currently breathing fire on her.
Stamina plus athletics.
Actually, isn't Connor breathing fire on her? That's
No,
how she's pinned.
It's
No, Shauna was doing the pinning.
Oh, okay, my brain.
Yeah, he always does his action, then he does Shauna's action.
Yeah.
All right, but he's got to use she's got to use her lesser die pool.
She has a +3 complication from the bees still. Applies to all physical actions.
Then has to buy off 2.
Getting up. Let's see. So between Sarah and myself, that is complication 8 to buy off.
All right. And I think the last couple of times I rolled, I forgot to factor in her skill when she was doing stuff that should have factored in for. So total.
That she's swatting at Shauna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
attack.
Okay.
4. That's got her at 6. Then the scale.
Hmm.
Oh wait, she is partially deflated. Not a good way to word that. She's in her weakened state because of the poison. And it's not. Oh, there we go. Okay, so she only gets a +2, not the +4 at the moment. All right, so it's got her at 9.
Which leaves her with 1 success.
Yep.
After all of her complications. After all the complications are bought off.
Well, at least it's something.
Unfortunately,
it's not something that will allow her to actually stand up or actually hit Shauna.
I mean, she can stand up if she bought off all the complications.
Oh, that's right. You said she bought off all the complications.
I mean, if you're burning all 8.
So, all right, she gets upright, but she doesn't manage to hit Shauna.
No, because Shauna has a defense of 4.
Yeah. Oh, Otter has redeemed a hydrate. I only just now noticed it. I don't know how long it's been sitting up there. Everybody hydrate.
Hydration.
I probably know the answer before I say this, but do we want to go late, or do we want to then wrap it up, or do we want to?
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too much longer.
Okay.
Y'all are wailing on her pretty good. All right. So that was Scylla. Then it's all the players that haven't gone yet, and then Bridget. So who wants to go
I'll
next?
kick it off. I'll kick it off.
All
Be
right.
right back.
Still trying to hit with the flashlight.
Okay. Defense is only a 5 now.
I got a 6. 6 successes.
All right.
So damage, because I had to pay 1 to do damage, right?
Correct.
So then that's it.
All right.
5. Yeah.
So she's trying to
Yep.
dodge Shauna's fire, and you take your flashlight and go. Psst.
That's aggravated damage for whatever that counts for.
It means it doesn't heal naturally.
Right.
But, there's nothing natural about her, so. All right.
Just me clapping. It's me trying to get a fucking mosquito.
All right, who's next?
Jaden will go next.
All right.
See if we can hit her this time. Yeah, that's 8 successes.
Okay. 8 successes. You're only dealing with 1 complication at the moment.
Okay.
So, and her defense is only a 5 now, so that hits. Pay 1 to do damage, and that still leaves you with 1 left over or 2 left over. I've lost count.
How many does it take to hit her?
She got a defense of
5,
5 now that she's been poisoned.
8. Alright, so I got 3 successes. And it takes 1 to hit her, so then that's 2 successes, right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I
By my math.
Alright. We're gonna paralyze?
Oh, that's right. That's something you can do.
Oh shit.
Is
So
there
now
a roll
she has-
involved in that?
Nope. No. She did not have the 2 complication on her.
As if she did. Yeah. So
Healing
the com-
next and boons can whatever.
ameliorate.
Affiliate or whatever.
Ameliorate.
Can
yeah.
or can't?
Yeah. Can't.
Can't. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So her regeneration is going to do nothing for that.
Your tracker's at 10. Complication.
Man, I really
Total.
wanted her to get at least one of those smashing attacks and hit multiples of you. Y'all are not cooperating at all.
And that is what I'll be doing.
Let's say it's at 5 now.
So I have 2.
Oh, that's right. So
Ravi
7.
has 2.
And then
Because my
Can I-
knockdown and the pin got bought off.
Okay.
can I pin her as well?
Do you have another 2 to spend?
Is it 2 to spend for pinning?
At range, yes. Or no, excuse me. It says variable pin applies with a
Variable,
complication of 2. Sorry, that's where I got the 2 from. The character can spend additional successes.
It starts
it
at
says
2, and then you can add
variable.
more. Yeah, you can add more
Oh,
successes
gotcha.
if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. Each success adds more to it. Okay.
Hmm.
So yes.
Alright. So we'll do the one that paralyzes and then 1 for the pin, so that's 4 complication.
All right. Though with the pin, she can choose to simply ignore that and take the damage.
Yes.
That is an option she's got.
Yes.
It's also the option she has with the bees, right?
I don't recall.
Double
Oh, it's
checking.
over here.
Complication applies to all physical actions moving from and requires successfully disengaging. Swarm uses scions present in a cult to oppose the disengage.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of then. My bad.
All right. So after Jaden, who wants to go?
I'll go.
Do
All right. You charge up through this hell of arrow fire and actual fire.
Jesus.
Well, she was already up there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Scylla got knocked a range increment back.
Ah.
Connor flipped her kind of over y'all to the other side.
It's 9 successes.
Sweet. Merciful.
And rolling for smoochums just to roll for it real quick.
Okay.
And then for smoochums, just double checking. That is 8 successes.
All right. So
9 and 8.
You got 9. He got 8. All right. So what were you hitting her with? The sword?
Mm-hmm. So everything against her is aggravated until the next
Okay.
until Sasha's next turn.
All right. So you had 9. Was that with the complications taken off, or was that just the straight roll?
You're only at 1 complication to take.
Well,
to
I
take
would have
off.
8 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd have
8
8.
and 7.
He'd have 7. All right. All right. So that is her defense is 5. So of your 8, that's 5 right there. It costs 1 to actually do damage to her.
Mm-hmm.
So that leaves you with 2 to play with. Smoochums would also do damage and all that, and he'd have 1 left to play with.
I don't know if he can really do anything. Unless the melee things apply to followers.
Yeah, I'm not sure if followers get the combat stunts or not. It's actually a good question. One that there's no point in us answering at this point.
Yeah.
One
we should have probably looked into before the
Yes.
last.
Mhm.
Hindsight is 2020 at this point.
Oh, yeah.
All right, but you've got 2 successes to play with, and there is stuff you can do with that.
She's going to stutter time.
Ooh.
Ooh, what does that do?
Force target of your attack to suffer a penalty in their initiative equal to the successes you spend on this stunt. That pushes a fast opponent further down the initiative roster. If you are targeting an opponent who has already gone, they take this penalty at the start of their next turn. So she loses 2 initiative spots.
So she goes from
2nd to 4th?
Sounds
She had
about
a-
right.
She had a 4 on her initiative, right? So she would go on a 2.
Is it based on
It's
slot or on number?
spots. It's on
oh,
spots.
actual spots.
Okay.
Okay. And you said she drops
Okay.
how many?
2 spots.
2 spots. So basically, the 3s would go before her.
Mm-hmm.
That is an interesting way to do that.
Me and the guys have been playtesting whenever our regular DM can't make it. A Super's 5th edition based game, and one of the guys built a time manipulator that has all his energy attacks basically since time is the element he took.
has something where it reduces their initiatives like that.
That's pretty cool.
No, it's a pain in the ass.
I'm sure it's still cool as a player.
But the reason I brought that up was this game specifically said it starts at their next turn.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, it's up in the air enough that, I've joked about giving them an extra turn so they drop down below where we'd actually were in the initiative order. The guys haven't gone for it so far, though. All right. And let's see, who was there anybody left after Robert?
Yes, sir.
She's not looking in good shape.
He's gonna keep it on up and swing with the hammer. That only give me a 4. After binding off the 1 complication, that would give me only a 3. So that's a no-go.
Let's see. Yeah, because she's not prone at the moment, is she?
No, you said she bought it off.
Yeah, she did manage to stand up. All right. All right, that is everybody for this round.
Mm-hmm. Just
Oh.
waiting for Bridget.
Bridget, and quick question. What's going on with the guys in the car?
More cars have pulled up. They've stayed busy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Bridget. Yeah, she'd run over with y'all to take a stab. Oh, and Smoochum. I'm not Smoochum's a Spruce.
All right. I need Spruce to actually go run up there, probably next go. Since my turn's over.
Go ahead and have him make an attack since all of us forgot about him.
Okay.
And it's 9 o'clock. We can go ahead and wrap this fight up.
Mm.
Yeah, I've got enough complications stacked on it. It's like, okay, she's not gonna do much at this point.
You bring gods low. You give them complications.
What did I do wrong? Oh, I didn't do the 8. Okay. Never mind.
Two,
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, see,
I roll another D10, right?
Correct.
No, it exploded.
Oh, did it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it 16? Yeah, 16. All right, so 4 successes.
4 successes.
Yep. And then he uses his weapon as a weapon, so that's 5 successes. So I don't think he really hits. Oh, wait, he does because she has a 5, right?
Her defense is a 5, but you have to spend 1 to actually do damage to her.
All right, so then
Unless
he
he's got piercing.
wouldn't his teeth be piercing?
It's
You'd
a
have to have
specific
bought
tag.
it.
I have to add it. Okay. Then, nah. All right.
It's more like how all bullets are piercing, but you have the armor piercing ones or something particular.
Okay.
All right, and then somebody roll for Bridget.
Mm-hmm. Is it 10d10 again?
It'd be 10.
I got this. Jesus Christ. That's sad.
All right, so yeah, she runs up and it takes a swing, but it falls over. More of that black bile is coming out. She seems to be crying. She seems to be crying and stuff at this point too.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm banning myself from rolling for her next.
That's probably just as well. All right, so is everybody gone this round?
Yes.
All right. Oh wait, no, we had just restarted. Never mind.
So it would be 3 characters, then Scylla, then the rest of the characters.
Right, because I declared the next round, and then I remembered Spruce, and you asked about Bridget. But okay. Yeah. So this is the top of the order. All right. So 2, 3, 3 players, and then Scylla.
Right. Robert will give it a go again. Let's see if I can actually hit her. And yeet.
Hey.
Woo!
So
Ooh, that's that would be 7 successes total minus 1, so down to 6.
But that's enough to hit her and do damage.
Woo! What? That'll give me what, 1 to play with?
Nope.
No.
You spent them all.
Well, no.
You did. Because
One complication, and then it costs 1 to do damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I did it all. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why I thought I had a spare one. But carry on.
I'm just picturing Robert running up, and as her tentacles are flailing around, he grabs one as it goes up in the air, and then leaps off, smacks her across the face, and then lands. She is wobbly.
Whee!
I was going to say wobbly on her feet, but she doesn't really have feet. She's wobbly on her tentacles.
Guess
Uh,
Jaden go next and
But aren't they always wobbly?
Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, but she can usually stand pretty straight, and she's swaying.
Jaden?
Ooh. Yes, Jaden will go next. Shoot.
I thought you might fight over
5. Yeah, no, I don't make it.
who gets to go. Let's see.
And then
Now, y'all seem to be forgetting that y'all do have these beautiful, beautiful momentums to spend. Don't forget you got momentum.
and
We
then
didn't forget.
Bruce will go and attack.
All
We
right,
just have to call it before we do it.
that's true. Does Spruce want to burn any momentum?
No.
Okay.
6 successes. Cause
Let's do damage.
There
Well,
we go.
that's 6 successes. He's got the
Mhm.
complication.
Oh, that's right.
So
Shit.
it's 5 to make contact, and then,
Yeah.
he doesn't have one to spend to actually do the damage.
Yeah.
All right, and then one more of y'all get to go before Scylla.
I do it. All right. Nope. 5 successes.
All
Just
right.
enough to hit and nothing else.
So you see a few of Scylla's wounds look like they heal up.
Oh.
Which has been happening this whole time.
Right.
Not actually like a few wounds heal up. I mean, a few boxes heal up, but like, Okay, she has got 50-11.
Hmm?
Those numbers mean nothing, but okay.
Well, I'm just talking about all the complications she's got on her.
Oh.
50-11 is my generic term for a lot. Oh well, she's just gonna try the shockwave attack because she can hit everybody with it.
We all are in the band, so
All right. Help me remember all the complications she's got on her.
I think it's
3
2 here.
from bees. So right now
4.
5, 9.
Cause 4 from Jaden.
And then 4 from Jaden from being pinned.
Yeah.
And the paralyzing.
All right. So we're at a total of what?
9.
9. All right. But she can knock 4 off of that if she chooses to take a damage.
Yeah.
Because she can ignore the pin.
And
she can keep
ignore
hurt.
2. The other 2 is paralyzed.
Yeah, the other 2
Oh, okay,
paralyzed.
okay.
She
So
has
she
to
can
buy
ignore
it off.
All right, so she can ignore 2 if she wants to take a damage. And the hilarious thing is still in effect where she has to use that lesser pool.
Right.
Let's see, where's that chart?
Still a big creature, so
Yeah, her skill is factoring in, but the skill is effectively reduced while she's poisoned, so she's not adding. All right.
I don't have a whole lot of tension left. Well, excuse me. I don't have a whole lot of time left. But I've got a fair amount of tension. So she's just going to spend these, I don't know, 5 tension.
Okay.
She has reached the smoke 'em if you got 'em phase of this combat. Two, 3, and that one's a 10. 4, 5, 6 for her scale. So she has a total of 9.
Okay.
So she can just buy off everything and not take damage. But she's going to ignore that 2 and take damage.
The bees can't be bought off. They require a contested roll.
Alright. What does she have to roll to?
Disengage.
Wait. It puts a 3
No,
complication on there. What?
I think he's talking about the pin. He's buying off the pin.
Yeah, he's ignoring.
Okay, never mind.
She's taking the damage. Yeah. Yeah, that 3 is still taken away from successes. The 3 the bees put on her is still
Okay.
taken away from successes.
I just heard you say 9, so I was like, all 9 of them get off?
No. I'm ignoring 2 of them. 2 of the 9. Dropping that to 7, which means she's got 2 to play with.
Roll my composure.
So everybody roll defensive rolls. For all of y'all,
Good.
for all the animals, for Bridget.
Bridges is 5, yeah.
Yes.
I did not succeed, but let's see if
I didn't either. 2 momentum.
does.
So I have defensive 1.
What do I roll for?
Bridget got a success, so
Desperation
she should be
pool.
fine.
So just
No.
I thought it was
pet.
desperation.
A pet has a flat defense.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, 3.
oh 3.
Okay, but they've only had only had the 2 extra, so the pets are fine.
Bridget's fine, I think, because she rolled a success.
Yeah. The only people that are taking damage from this are the ones that did not roll any successes.
Okay.
So how many
Yes.
does that leave you left over?
You have soft armor 3, right? Because you have
I
1 and
I
the
have
2.
soft armor 3 with a natural defense of 1.
And Shauna's on the field.
Yeah, so everybody has a soft armor 2, which is where I got my 3 from.
Yeah, but for everybody else, if they buy off the 2 from Shauna, she could still conceivably hit.
Yeah, but everyone who didn't get any successes all automatically has a natural defense of 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so it sounds like she didn't do a whole lot to you.
Yeah.
She's trying.
As she stands up and she advances and throws it, though, she's going right through all the arrow fire where Jaden had her pinned down.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's y'all's goes again.
I could go.
You can go for it.
Okie dokie. Cool. 8 successes total.
All right. 8.
Oh.
The 1 complication makes it 7.
Actually, hold on. With my title invoked, would my scale still apply?
How long does the title invoking last?
That's not something we as a band have really ever used.
Yeah.
I know, like, when you invoked it for the other band, it lasted. Like, that's how
That's how Kim had
That's
all
how-
his.
Kim had all his defensive stuff.
Oh, yes, the Invincible Body style. You're right. I think it's good for a scene. Yeah, go ahead and add that in.
Okay, so 12 successes.
Okay. She's got one health level, one box left, so I think you're pretty well gonna lay her out with plenty of room for critting and making sure she's good and dead.
Yeah. Can I ham this up then?
Yeah, as long as you don't take too long, go for it.
I won't. He's basically gonna slide in, jam his staff into the ground, and then command it to extend as it'll catch Scylla and launch her up. And then he will proceed to, because of dexterity, run up the staff to get up to her and unleash all of his divine fire from his title to basically incinerate her with basically at superheated plasma levels up in the sky so he doesn't burn up the city.
Alright, so little thin pole that nobody can see at a distance, so all they really see is Scylla going straight up, and then maybe at a distance they see somebody running up the air.
Well, Connor he's a blazing light of fire.
Oh, that's right, that's what's down. So they basically see a comet fly up there, and then it's like one of the Street Fighter,
Inku?
big deal Hodekins things. Okay.
Yeah.
The rest of the city seems dimmer slightly as you eclipse the sun briefly.
Yes.
And then I picture you holding the pole with one hand and kind of rotating and sliding back down the pole with like a cigarette.
Without the cigarette, but yeah, probably. And then he'll shorten the staff to normal quarterstaff length and just lean on it.
Are the cars of baddies still there?
What's left of them? They're pretty. The cars themselves are pretty well smashed up, and most of the baddies are laid out at this point.
What does Shauna think about her dad using the ultimate firepower?
I need to learn how to do that. Man, I hope Bobby got all that.
Hilarious, dude.
And as soon as you do that, the water spouts kind of fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
And all that wind and, not rain, but the lake water that's been getting flung out ceases.
Yeah.
You're all, all of you are soaked, except maybe Connor. He's probably evaporated all the water that was on him. Everybody else is just soaked.
Mm-hmm.
Larry's just dead.
When you finally group up with the other guys, because they took some of the cultist folks alive. I walk over there, and your cowboy Cyclops buddy's like, "Hey, I don't mean to tell y'all how to do y'all's business, but that last thing, maybe start with that next time."
I had to build up enough power.
It's like, why didn't Voltron just start with the blazing sword?
Yeah.
And the episode would be over in like 5 seconds.
The police make their way back. They pick up the remaining cultists. As soon as it's obvious there's no more fighting to be done, Shauna takes off to see, what kind of footage Bobby got.
Okay.
Let's see.
What's Bridget look like?
You were all distracted by the fire. When you look over at her, she's fallen over. Her eyes are open.
Breathing?
No.
Or is it like really labored?
There's a smile on her face,
So hopefully she at least saw that last moment.
Is there a ghost still there?
Yeah, her ghost is probably standing there, still looking at where Scylla was with a big smile on her face. I don't know who comes for Celtic people.
Your brother's waiting for you. You should go find him.
What? I knew he couldn't stay alive without me.
He did us good. Go find him. Tell him we say hello. We didn't get to say goodbye.
Otter has invoked a party appreciation.
Who's doing it?
He calls out Telarius for end of session.
Okay. That's me. All right, so I got this, but continue on because I have to talk about the next games anyway.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, she departs fairly quickly. She really doesn't have any unfinished business. She does tell you, try to get my spear home to my folks then. Assuming Dad doesn't just come for it. Like I said, please show back up. Looky-loos. Some of Looky-loos kind of come back. EMTs show up. They start tending some of the people that were shot. Some of the cultists. You do have one ambulance that pulls over to take Bridget's body.
Mm-hmm.
They loaded up in the ambulance. They shut the ambulance. As it starts to drive off, the driver leans out. Y'all did some really good work there. That was just nice. You can't see much of his face. He's got a big hat kind of pulled down mostly over his face. He drives off.
Does he give off the smell of the various pantheons or whatever?
Is it Odin?
Tuatha-De-Danann?
Odin just pulls up.
No, roll on a cult. But anyway, you got a high cult. Odin would travel around like that, but so would Lou. Lou did the floppy hat thing too, and had the habit for disguising himself. As average folk when he'd run around.
So now that the battle's done, all the various gods watching are like, all right, let's go.
I'm a shit
Everyone-
talk.
Everyone get your kits.
Well, he's not interfering with anything.
No, he just pulled up to say, "Hey, good job."
And pickup has fallen.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
after the football game where you're
if y'all check the morgue later, you're not going to to find her body.
Yeah. makes
Also,
you
when you look
take
around,
the-
you realize the spear's not there anymore either.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slash like that saves us so many side quests.
So Lou just showed up like, good job. Let me get my kid.
the equivalent of just smacking the butt on after a football game.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
Entity slips back off to Telarius's, probably borrowed the key from Telarius, so Telarius let him.
Mm.
So lots of news reporters coming up now. The city the city kind of goes into a celebration. There's talk of naming a day after you.
Let's not go that far.
Before the press really gets there in force, your two Cyclops buddies kind of vacate.
Yeah.
Cowboy does not particularly want the attention.
Before they vacate, Connor, who is sort of like collapsed on the ground, goes, "Oh fuck, I'm tired after that."
Well, look, that would take a lot out of you.
Well, extend his staff and just like tap the Cyclops before he goes away. Would you mind telling him I'll have his flock here within the next 2 weeks?
Oh yeah. He turns around and rattles, starts jabbering with Belisarius in Greek. Belisarius nods. He gives you an awkward thumbs up.
Connor's laid it on the ground, just thumbs up back.
They go back and load up in the vehicles.
the ground where he's laying out might be like steaming from the water because he's still like boiling hot.
So yeah, the city goes into celebration. I don't know how y'all want to celebrate since the Rubicon still isn't open.
Hilarious
Yeah.
rents out a property.
Uh,
What were you saying, Sarah?
I say we all just have nachos somewhere else.
Yeah.
I have to get them myself. Ugh,
Wait, is it?
dude,
It's like a shawarma scene where it's all at like one of the beat up nearby 7-Elevens.
we're in the burned out Rubicon, just eating.
Wow.
but eating the
Principle
nachos
of
you
the
got
thing.
from the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, the area the fight was in, a lot of property damage there, but the area was very contained.
Okay.
Like I said, the city is delighted, from the citizens to the people in charge. Even the insurance companies don't really mind because that could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
So you've got that, and you've got some other damage that she did with those little forays she was doing in the previous day.
Mm.
Yeah.
But y'all fall back and celebrate. Shauna's little buddy was far enough away that he didn't immediately flee in terror.
Mm-hmm.
Though he may have peed himself a little.
Me too, buddy.
So sure enough, they've got a YouTube channel up within a few days.
Oh, good grief.
Give specifically Shauna, not Bobby. I give Shauna pointers on how to grow their audience. I like Bobby, but I have an attachment to Shauna.
Fair enough.
And Shauna could eat you if you don't help.
I started her horde. She has nothing on me.
I know.
Shauna does express a little disappointment at not having any of those tentacles to eat. She's seen videos about calamari, and that's actually scaled to her, so you know. Oh well.
Giant squid. She can go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she doesn't know how good a swimmer she is. But anyway. So celebrating, they start, within a week they're rebuilding. They're starting to work on the bridge. Basically, it's a happy ending. You've saved the city. You've put down the monster.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere Penelope is probably very disappointed.
But I'll say mentally, I'm sitting here just grinning. Like, I remember telling Kim the reason why I never responded to him is because he was beneath me. And lo and behold,
You've fallen a god,
yeah.
however temporary that might be.
However, Telarius,
Yeah.
a few days later, you do see something that sits a little uneasy with you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the looky-loos were kind of hanging around. After the cleanup had started, y'all had all left. Some of them were kind of walking up and down the shore. And there is a video of a woman picking grapes. From, some of those oddball orchards and vineyards that were having to pop up. That Connor was burning a lot of them, but...
There's a few left over, sure.
And the guy filming it just with his camera or whatever, or his phone or whatever, he thinks it's weird, but he doesn't approach her or anything.
It's just a random woman doing it.
Oh no, he thinks it's a random woman, but you recognize who it is.
I see Gaia.
And she's got a look on her face, like this is just a pleasant Sunday afternoon or whatever.
Huh?
And she's just picking these big old bunches of grapes off the vine and put them in a little basket.
What am I gonna do? Fight a primordial of the earth?
Eventually. And that pretty well wraps up.
I do want to say during the celebration, since I had mentioned it, since I will have enough XP to get it from this. As we're all celebrating around that night, Connor's gonna look up and go, Oh my god. Well,
is that Nebula doing like the Buddy Jesus, but it's a monkey? What's going on up there?
yeah. Looks like my
In
dad.
there, kid.
Looks like my dad's giving the middle finger to the. He looks at Talarius and Jaden, to your entire pantheon.
It's on brand for him.
It
What do you
really
do?
is. Well, you know the Orion constellation.
Favored by the Theoi, yes.
Yeah, look up. As Connor will make the Monkey Head Nebula, part of the Orion constellation, shine just a little bit brighter, as it was gifted to him by the Shin for slaying a legendary beast.
Huh.
Jaden's mom is not going to be pleased.
No, she is not.
Nope. I
No,
imagine
she will not be.
Wukong's just sitting there like, yeah.
Wukong's just got a cigar, like, that's good.
He didn't do anything wrong. It's the Monkey Head Nebula. Gifting constellations is a Shin practice.
So much like the Kadama wanted, though, the next few months go pretty peacefully for you.
Yeah.
And if we ever come back to this campaign, we'll find out what happens after that. But for the moment, good jobs all around.
Woo!
The gods are happy with you. Actually, all of your parents would visit at this point.
Okay.
So Talarius finally
Actual
gets...
Talarius' parent, or
Yes,
Step-parent.
Amor actually shows
more.
up. He doesn't show up alone, but you take what you can get.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Psyche is... She's dialed it back. She was at an 11 on her Talarius
Is that like a
hatred. She's dialed it back to like a 6 or a 7.
Uh-huh.
She's
That's
not
pretty
exactly
substantial.
She's not exactly pleasant to you, but she doesn't seem to be begrudging you some time with your father.
For dealing with a deity, that's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
Have it crank back that much. Especially a Theoi deity.
We did it.
Well, they've also been talking about not wanting to go through, apotheosis. So
They really appreciate not adding more gods to the mix.
So Psyche's like, oh, they'll be dead in a few decades. Okay, okay.
Centuries, but yeah.
I guess Dad can spend a little time.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to wrap us up for the World at War. We'll be back next year. I'm not entirely certain exactly which date in January that we'll start back up.
We're looking at was the 11th of session 0?
I
I
think it
wanna
was the
say-
11th we were looking at.
I want to say it was the 4th or the 11th, one of the two.
Uh,
Part of me wants to say session 0 was the 4th, and our first actual thing was the 11th.
Do we want to announce what we're playing? Not that we
yes,
haven't
I'm just
spoiled
about to do
anytime
that.
over.
Like I said, I wasn't sure on the date because I remember, I think it was you, Deca, saying you weren't sure which one you were going to be able to make.
Oh, I seriously doubt I'm going to do anything the day before my birthday.
Okay.
All I did was remark that it's funny that it's going to the second campaign in a row is the day before around my birthday.
Okay. Anyway, so we'll be back in January, either the 4th or the 11th. We'll sort it out. And next year we will be playing the old West End Games Star Wars. D6, also known as the D6 system. Though technically their Ghostbusters game started D6. But anyway.
That's what started it. They came up with the name with this game. I looked it up because I had to do Patreon content.
Is that when they started calling it D6?
When they started calling it
Okay.
D6.
Well, the rules, it's the basic system itself, they had come up with for Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we're going to call it the Remnant Shadow. Or, no, the Remnant Shadow.
Remnant Shadow.
Typical Star Wars style ragtag bunch. We'll be at least starting off in the corporate sector. If you're not a Star Wars nerd, half of those words didn't mean anything to you.
Just a bunch of words.
Yep. Are any of the other games still going? Or have they all shut down at this point?
They should all be taking their holiday break, if not now, within this week.
Okay.
As far as I know. Otter can double check that for me in chat. if he's still there.
He was having an oh
Um,
shit moment with the D6 Star Wars, so I think he was still there.
Yeah.
But I mean, if not, then come back tomorrow for
Oh,
Fuck,
there he is.
I-
We were just asking Otter if the other games were already on holiday break or if we still had some more coming up this week. I really gotta get this thing fixed where I can type in the chat.
But if they're still going this week, because it is still the first week of December, so it makes sense.
Okay, the one tomorrow, Foul Scotland?
Fall Skull and Knights.
Alright, but Thursday is off for the rest of the year. Okay.
And then so tune in tomorrow for Fall Skull and Knights to cap off your Dire Bear Adventuring Company needs for this month.
For this
And everyone
year.
goes into holidays.
Yep. So anyway,
And
hope
then
everybody out there
I'll do
has a good holiday and
I gotta do my party appreciation.
oh yes, right.
All right.
Tell us how great we are.
Yes. Well, I'll start at the top. Jason, I've very rarely have I been in a game where for somebody who does like very little voice acting with their characters, I've never attached myself to characters more with somebody. Just it's the little subtleties of like inflection here or there, or like something the right words to say, even if you don't do like the voice itself.
Oh, thank you.
And I've always really appreciated that about your characters. Like, I'll never forget Staska.
Staska.
Um,
I think the token helped with him. But...
yeah, that was really good. Eric, you're the power gamer I never want to be, but always appreciate having on the team. I always like having them there because I know someone's going to carry me when I do stupid roleplay shit. But
I'll take it.
And it's having been a player in a game of yours, and also just here, you are very fun to play with.
Thank you. You are too.
Rappy, we're both NBs, and we're great. Sorry, I don't mean it. I apologize if I just put your business out like that.
You're good. You're good.
But also, I really liked that we got to be effectively cousins this campaign.
It was nice.
It was nice.
It's
It
like
was like,
second cousins.
oh, yeah, it's like
Cousins
3 or 4 times removed. Dude, but I love that all of your characters are just like, I'm here to vibe and beat the shit out of somebody. In every game I've played with you, it's like, I'm here to vibe, I'm here to fuck something up, and it's great.
It's just chill, F somebody up. Did you already do Sarah?
No.
Okay.
Last but not least, Sarah.
Thought
One
you were
of
going
my
in order.
absolute favorite people to watch on streams. It's like, it's another thing of like the subtle things, right? It's the very subtle. I'll
Me
fucking
screaming over
kill
here
you.
like, what the fuck?
It's like, I remember in the escorts where it was like a very subtle like, I'll fucking kill you. And I love that. You play that character so well.
She
Mostly
would
because
kill anybody.
Mostly because retail, and I get it.
You ever need character inspiration to quietly be a homicidal murderer? Work retail for a couple years, folks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Alright.
Retail and fast food.
Service industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I switched to nights pretty quick, so I avoid most of the customers. All right, well, we've run long enough. We probably need to get off of here. Thanks everybody that's watched, because we've still got some folks with us. I want to thank my players. I had a really fun time playing with them. This year and last year, and for some of them the year before that. And yeah, that's all. We've just done 3 campaigns on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Has it only been 3?
I think so.
It's only been 3, yeah.
Vampire,
This would have been
Espergenesis, Vampire, and Scion.
Yeah.
okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was the fourth one. Never mind, ignore me.
No, you're good. You're good.
We're going to the fourth one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, good night, everybody. We'll see you next year with Star Wars. Everybody wave while I find my... How you get a stream deck, do this stuff easier.